Hot damn. Hot damn indeed. Boy, I wish we were on Sirius satellite radio right now.
I like to think of people who fell asleep and are waking up going, why are they screaming?
This is what an unbelievable victory for your San Diego Padres last night. 7 straight wins, and that was pretty special, guys. That was pretty special.
Go, San Diego!
That's right, Jackson Merrill, dropping the Alfaro. I love it that Alfaro's legend has lived on here in San Diego. What a special, special win last night. Great to be a part of it this morning. I loved coming in today because I knew people would be flooding the chat, ready to hear about it. It's so good. I made it up. I stayed up for the entire game last night, which was a shock. Thank you. I'll take my victory lap. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good.
Paulie, did you make it up all the way?
So close.
Ugh.
I did not.
So close.
I didn't really throw in the towel. I just fell asleep. Fell asleep in the 8th.
Yeah, I believe me. I timed it out like it was. I was like, what a perfect night to time it out. They're gonna be out of this thing soon, and I'll just hit the sack. And for whatever reason, man, I just kept watching, and I kept watching, and I kept watching, and going, all right, chipping away a little bit. Okay, this is interesting. And then you're like, oh, great. Now how am I supposed to go to sleep now after that? Ben Higgins, friendly neighborhood sports anchor, was in the house last night.
In the house, did not stay for the end of the game. We left in the 7th inning, which we probably would have done
anyway,
regardless. The only thing that we were potentially going to stay all the way for, because clearly we get up very early, would have been like, hey, they're up by 2. Mason Miller might be coming in for a save. We don't want to miss that. But once it was 6-2 and they were down, going, it seems unlikely that Mason's going to enter this game. Let's get home. We'll listen to Jesse. And man, he and Tony absolutely killed that 9th inning rally. I was sure there's no chance the game's going to be over long before we get home. The entire drive home was basically the bottom of the 9th inning. And as we pulled into our driveway, Jackson Merrill hit the walk-off double, and I walked back into my house going, that was an unbelievable drive home.
Unbelievable. Same thing happened to me when Crony had the walk-off against the Dodgers. I was pulling into my driveway. I actually had just gotten home and taken my pants off, and I watched that moment where the Padres slayed the Dragon in my underwear, in my skivvies. I mean, look, I don't know why. Honestly, I took my sleeping aid, and I was ready to time it out like I normally do. The kids were, we had a long baseball practice yesterday. It was hot, I had both kids with me. Taylor was my little helper, and he did great. He played in the scrimmage and jumped in with the big boys. It was awesome. And we got home. We were sacked out. We all got dinner, hit the showers, and then they went to bed at 7:38, and I took my pill, and I'm laying there, and I'm like, this is perfect. Hannah's sacked out, and I'm like, all right, well. You're going to have a clunker every now and then. 6 in a row was pretty cool. And 6-3. And they're like, well, okay, we're as Mud always says. I always laugh when Mud's like, oh, slam range. I'm like, all right, enough. Look what happened. You kept grinding, you kept fighting, and you got it. And it was great. I have not heard Jesse's call. I have not heard the Seattle call. I'm looking forward to all of it today. Somebody tweeted, oh, man, that Seattle call sounded like it was a funeral. And I can only imagine. You get to that point in the game, and Andres Munoz is there, and you kind of feel, I know, he's been a lot more fallible than Mason Miller has, but he's still nasty. And when it was Munoz Manny, I go, oh, there's an out. This is Manny's kryptonite here. It's just slider. That's done. Manny works his ass off to get that walk, sparks the rally, and we're off and running, man.
There will be over 46,000 San Diegans who get to say they were there. Now, many of you were like me. You did not make it all the way to the bottom of the 9th inning, but it was as packed of a Padres game that I can ever remember going to. And I know Padres were in a bit of the torture chamber early because the puffer vest giveaway, the most popular giveaway of the year, they said, and the lines getting in were pretty intense. I saw that people had to pack their patience to get there.
Some of you don't do this from the videos that I saw.
Yeah, I saw some really hey,
we're better than that, guys.
Aren't we better than that?
Yeah, I saw all hands on deck. Our friend Chris Cano, vice president of the Padres, was down handing out puffer jackets to try to get the lines moving and get people into the game. We got there a little before 6 o'clock for the 6:40 game. didn't get to our seats until the second inning. It was definitely rough. And I saw a lot of Padres employees working really hard to try to get everybody in. I know you said, and maybe the fact that people were trying to get the right sizes and that was slowing things down a little bit. That it couldn't have been it though. I mean, there were a lot of different lines and kind of crossing each other, which made it a little more difficult out there. I mean, they've done this before. They've done lots of giveaways. They've done size giveaways. For whatever reason, last night, it was a little extra difficult to get into the game.
People wanted that puffer vest, and then, they go out and they get down early and everyone's like, oh, the curse of the puffer vest. Well, then they have this miraculous comeback. And I'm like, I guess I'm going to go to eBay and get a puffer vest now, because the minute people got in, they were on eBay 20 minutes later.
One of my colleagues at Channel 10, Josh, our ops director, said yesterday, I'm not going to the game, but I've already bought a puffer vest on eBay that the person doesn't even have yet. They're going to the game. They put it up on eBay. I think he bought it for like $55, and it's going, I think he got a deal, because I think they're going for even more than that at this point. I mean, what an unbelievably spectacularly popular giveaway last night from the Padres.
Jocelyn says some lady was calling another a whore over and over. People lose their minds for free stuff. You're talking to, in this room, combined radio experience. What? You got 25, I got 15. That's how much?
40.
And you got what? 10, 12, 52 years.
Half a century of radio experience.
I'm telling you, I have seen it all when it comes to giveaways, even at a Cox Cable on a Sunday. People milling around, pushing, shoving, wanting what you have. Yeah. Sometimes people just come up and they don't even know what you have, but they want it anyway. So when people get it in their minds, I got to get my hands on this puffer vest, and I'm going to do it at all costs. That's when it gets a little dicey.
Brother, when I first got hired in radio and promotions and was out at, the fairgrounds handing out stickers or whatever, we'd be in the tent. You bust out the wheel, spin the wheel, win a prize. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Absolute chaos. And people would come out from everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And just sit in line for sometimes 30 minutes just to spin a wheel at a radio tent. And we would run out of, T-shirts within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point they told us tell them they win a high five.
A high five or a hug.
And these people would wait in line for 20 minutes knowing you're getting a high five or a hug, and they'll spin the wheel and they'll take their high five.
It's unbelievable.
And they'll move on to the next tent.
People love free stuff. And that's as Mud says, it's a quality item that they were giving away last night. So
I blame Mud. He made it look too good over these last few weeks.
Don did too.
Don
did too on the broadcast. He goes, I feel like this might be your fault. You're selling this thing, I think. So, the lines were out of control. I'm glad everybody's safe.
By the second inning, third inning, it looked like everyone was there.
All vested up.
I mean, if you packed a bit of patience and stayed to the end, you were absolutely rewarded with an epic experience last night.
Yeah.
So many tier ones as well. As I was walking through the concourse, I wanted to try a couple of the new food items. It was really my first go to the game just to enjoy the game, not at work sort of game of the year. Tried the new
You did take a picture in your credential, though.
Oh, was it on?
Yeah. It's a rookie move.
I know. That's bad.
It's a rookie move.
I went and bought the new Coco Ichibanyaya, the Japanese curry. That was tasty.
Was it good?
Was really good. There was a bit of a line, but it was worth it. Very good stuff. We also went to the Gelati and Piccati and got a pizza.
There's
that
one
was delicious as well.
There's one by our house. That's like the thick,
like a Detroit
style
kind of slice. Yeah. And we shared that. That was really good too. While I was down there, though, I had, as usual, just so many tier ones came up. One guy in particular, he said he moved here from India about 13 years ago. Didn't know anything about baseball really at all, but started listening to our show and has now become a giant baseball fan just from listening to Ben and Woods. And I thought, that's the comment that I love the most.
The best.
Like he said, I know you guys have a very high level of baseball, but I have learned kind of going. I go, I'm so glad that I think we can hopefully talk to baseball fans who are both new or, if you've been following the game your entire life, you can enjoy our show. But even if you're barely just getting into the Padres, you can also enjoy our show and become a better baseball fan while you're listening.
Yeah, it's my favorite compliment too, but I get it the other way. I've gotten a couple of buddies way into the game, and then I'll get the, why did you get me into this? This is absolutely excruciating and brutal. I you hear it even from from your own kids. They're just like, it's just such a hard game. And my sweet baby last night, my youngest, is in, I'd said he was scrimmaging, so he was on a team, and I'm throwing coach pitch, and he hits one, and he doesn't run down to first base, and we get him out. And dude, the waterworks. And he goes, I thought it was a foul ball. I go, it's not a foul ball. It landed right. You hit it hard. It hit right over second base. And he's inconsolable. And I go, buddy, like, it's you and your brother here. This may be the wrong game for you if you can't handle a little bit of failure. Like, it's really, really tough. So, no, man, it's such a hard game and a game that makes no sense. And last night was one of those games that we had no business winning that game last night. And I don't know.
Mariners outplayed the Padres for 8.5 innings.
100%.
I mean, that's a fair statement.
And I don't know what this means about the San Diego Padres. All I know is we've talked many years on the show about moments, special moments that you'll remember. And I thought I'd already bookmarked Jackson Merrill's catch as, hey, at least we have that moment. That's going to be on the cover of next year's baseball card, because one of the catches that he made was on the cover of this year's baseball card. And so I thought, okay, cool moment indeed. Good learning experience for Randy Vasquez. Still is, actually. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to go out and be perfect every time. I thought, okay, at least we got that moment out of that game, and we'll have the puffer vest to talk about. But I don't know what it means. I don't know, a 7-game winning streak is really hard to do. It's really hard to do, and I'm very impressed by it.
The Padres are playing at a level that they played at the beginning of last year, too, which we have referenced time again.
Time after time.
Saved their asses last year. That hot start is what propelled them even into the playoffs into October.
Are they 11-2 this month? The month of April?
I mean, they've won 10 of their last 11.
Yeah.
So,
and I think
10-1 in their last 10. So 11-1 before that. Yeah, probably 11-2.
11-2. What was last year when they got off to that scorching hot start? 14-3?
14-3 to start the season.
Did anybody see this coming after week 1?
2-5.
Nope. Right.
They had the worst record in baseball after 7 games, and they have the second best record in baseball now after 18 games. I mean, again, what a turnaround.
You can't lose the playoffs in the first month of the season. You absolutely cannot. But you can really go a long way to helping your playoff chances. And we did that last year. And listen, I'd like to make it a little bit more consistent throughout the year. But what you can't have is the 7-game up, 7-game, you know what I mean? That kind of deal is no good. But you look at this team right now and you go, man, these guys are having a lot of fun. They're having a lot of fun doing it. And if you're going to rip Craig Stammen and say he needs to be fired after 2-5, I think he needs to be extended at this point. If your thing was fire him after 7 games, now you extend him after this incredible run.
Yeah, I don't think a manager after
that's a joke, by the way.
I know it's a joke. A manager after a couple of weeks has not had a huge impact. I do think though that Craig Stammen's steadiness. When they were 2-5 and he was completely and utterly unworried and like, no, we're gonna be fine. Let's not make a big deal out of this. Balls will start falling in. Yep. Our offense is gonna get going, and then it does. And he hasn't changed at all. He's not. I told you so-ing. He's not going like, okay, this is the real San Diego Padres. He's like, yeah, it's great. You're just gonna ride it out. We're just gonna keep riding it out. We'll probably have to get through another tough point or two because it's a long baseball season. But guy is a steady Eddie at the wheel of the ship, San Diego Padres, so far in his first month as manager.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, we're getting comments in the chat like, Toddy and Manny are cold. I mean, look, Manny is not hitting for average at all. His on base has been great. I mean, he's been taking more walks this year. He's been really fighting that urge to expand the zone as much as he has in the past. I think he's put together some good ABs. Toddy's not cold at all. Toddy is hitting piss missiles all over the ball. Well, mostly to right field, but he is hitting missiles every time he swings the bat. He's hitting the ball hard. So again, that's not cold. It's just unlucky, in my opinion. And again, I know it's hard, man. You want to see results. I feel like if you keep doing the right thing, the results will come. And, with Manny, he just, if you're not going to hit for average and power right now, do the best you can to get on base and start rallies. Even though you're in the 4-hole, do your job and try to get on. He's done that.
We've got an epic Padres roundtable coming up this morning, and one of the questions that we're going to talk about is, and I want to get your thoughts as well this morning, are we seeing the best version of the San Diego Padres right now? Or are there still areas where we feel like there's a better version still to be unlocked for this team? I mean, you're not going to get better results than winning 10 out of 11, really. I mean, that's an insane run of baseball. But at the same point, it's not like everybody's red hot. It's not necessarily like any player is insanely hot right now offensively. Pitching's been good, but no one's been dominantly good in the starting rotation. We saw, Randy Vasquez not at his best yesterday. Michael King's been effective, but even he says not totally there yet. And could this team actually be better than what we're seeing right now? Is there still more to unlock from the San Diego Padres?
Yeah, I think there is. Because there is a world, Ben, when Toddy's balls are dropping in. That sounded weird. When Toddy's line drives are dropping in, when Manny's scorching the ball, to the gaps, when Jackson Merrill is more consistent.
Still, when Manny and Tatis in particular are locked in at the same time, that's when the Padres are at their best.
Tough team to beat. You can't even talk about this without talking about Xander Bogaerts and how fantastic he's been. He's been fantastic.
Really good
to start the year. And it's exactly what we're looking for from Xander Bogaerts. He is, he's much maligned, has been much maligned, but he's also, when he gets hot, I also feel like he's a bit of an unsung hero. I don't feel like people wave the towels as much as they do for like when Manny gets hot or Toddy gets hot. Xander this year has been fantastic.
I think with Xander Bogaerts, he's in such a weird predicament for an athlete where I think we all agree probably didn't need to sign that sign him to that contract.
Correct.
It's not going to look great on the books in a few years.
Correct.
A lot of people don't already feel like it isn't looking good on the books, but man, that's not his fault. Yeah, that's not on him.
They offered it to him.
All he can do is go out there and try to perform his best. And he just feels like such a glue guy on a team.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's here.
Me too.
And I find myself really rooting for him because I know that he's kind of been backed into a bit of a corner that isn't really his fault.
Right.
And I love rooting for him, and I love seeing him succeed.
If Kyle Tucker is a $60 million a year player right now, Xander at 25 is
seems
fine.
like a bargain.
I'll take that. Yeah, I will take that.
No doubt. Man, it was awesome. I was so excited to get up and come to work today to talk about it because those just don't happen. Down 6-0 in the 8th,
6-0 in the 6th, and then 6-2 going to the 9th.
Yeah, just incredible. And again, off of the one of the premier closers in baseball, and Jackson Merrill, a ridiculous lefty on lefty matchup, and says no problem, man. Squirts it down the line.
Didn't squirt 105.2, but yeah, I mean,
bent it.
He bent it down the line.
Yeah, it wasn't feeble.
No,
he smoked it down the line. Finds the chalk, and Randy Arozarena just bobbles. I think he did they didn't show it, but it looked like he did I'm going to throw it really hard, and it came out of the top of his hand and just fell by his feet. I think he whiffed on it.
Yeah. I think so too.
And then the game, Laureano comes in. Just the old little kid throws as hard as he can, and it just goes 2 feet.
It's got to be a lonely feeling. Your team has blown a 6-run lead. You're in the corner of a stadium filled with hostile fans.
2 outs.
The ball has slipped out of your hand, and all you can watch is the winning run. Runs all
Laureano just coming around
space to score, and you got that long walk in going. This is not going to be a fun night.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Commendatory here says Xander has the resume. He's the real leader in that clubhouse, and I think as far as leaders go, it's pretty cool to be on a team that has seemingly several leaders right now. I think Jackson Merrill's a leader. I think Manny will always be a leader. I think Xander Bogaerts is a leader. I think Nick Castellanos is a leader in that clubhouse as well. Would love to see him start getting a little bit luckier with some of he had a couple bad ABs last night, but I mean, I'm glad Casty's here. This team is a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. I didn't know that they would be. They were a little bit nondescript. And now you're looking at them going, oh man, these dudes actually like each other. And it feels like they like their manager, and it feels like they like their hitting coach. And obviously Ruben, is doing the best he can with the pitching staff. So stoked, man. I mean, you just want another series. That's what it boils down to. Keep winning series. You're going to be there at the end.
I'm ready to hear some of these calls. Are you?
Yeah, big
All
time.
right,
I sent Paulie to.
I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Let's get going here. We'll come back. Obviously, there's also some concerning news. Update on Nick Pivetta yesterday. Freddie Fermin got hurt, and his status a little questionable going forward. The Padres don't have a lot of catching depth, so certainly some issues to discuss, but we want to get into the highlights. Our Padres wrap-up of a 7th straight win and an unbelievable 9th inning, 5-run comeback, a couple times down to their last strike. Keep it going last night. The vibes are off the chart in the city of San Diego right now. We'll get to that coming up next. Glad to have you with us on a Thursday morning. Ben & Woods, your place to talk Padres on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Before we do anything else, though, San Diego, an incredible place to live. You could tell just last night, but let's be honest, it's not getting any cheaper. Housing, healthcare, taxes, groceries, it all adds up. And when people start thinking about retirement, one fear rises to the top for all of us. What if my money doesn't last? That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors help people build retirement strategies designed for today's reality, factoring in inflation, market uncertainty, and the real cost of living right here in San Diego. Take the time to understand your goals, your comfort level, because no two retirements look the same. Trajan Wealth offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar, and they work with people who want confidence, not constant financial stress. So if this has been on your mind, start with a conversation. Call 619-367-0207. Again, 619-367-0207. You can also learn more anytime at TRAJANwealth.com. That's TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter. Dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. A night that ended with such celebration started with clearly some bad news. The Padres updating the injury status of Nick Pivetta, calling his injury a strained flexor tendon in his right elbow, that he is going to rest and rehab. And the hope is that he will be back in Craig Stammen's words, weeks, maybe months. This is an injury that Nick Pivetta has had before in the 2024 season with the Red Sox in April. Went through it, came back about a month later, and pitched the rest of the year. So he does have some experience going through this. You never want to keep seeing the same injury. That's always a concern. But both Stammen and Pivetta expressed confidence that he will pitch again this season. So not the worst possible news, but certainly something that the Padres Woods are going to have to deal with over the next couple of months. And they're going to need guys like Matt Waldron to step up and bridge the gap until hopefully Nick Pivetta is ready to return.
Yeah, indeed, man. It's, again, we talked yesterday about being conditioned for bad news as it pertains to pitchers' elbows. I had embraced and braced myself for the worst. So The worst would be, it's completely shot, needs season-ending surgery. You never know how a guy's going to rebound, bounce back. Joe Musgrove right now, is going through it too. So with those two guys out, you're really going to have to weather the storm because, again, it's a rotation right now full of question marks. And I think, Randy Vasquez, was probably due for a bit of a clunker last night. Walked too many guys, just kind of got out of the Randy that we've seen him be. Velo was fine. I thought Velo was fine. Some of the change-ups he threw were disgusting. He has some filth in him, and he gutted it out last night, but he was kind of due for a clunker.
If that's a clunker,
yeah,
like I'll take it.
Yeah.
If that's his clunker,
4 innings,
of the year.
4 runs.
Yeah.
There were some hard hit balls. The Canzone double off the foul pole,
smoked.
and I was right along the foul pole line. I was going, go foul, go foul, go foul, go foul, because it kept hooking, but it was hit just so hard. It was like 114 or something that it just didn't have time to keep hooking all the way foul. But there are also, some definitely seeing eye ground balls, found the right spot. And Randy's always going to have balls in play. He's getting more swing and miss, but he's never going to be a 13 strikeout guy. So, it was not his best ever. He just can't really walk guys. You keep putting traffic on, you play with fire if you're Randy Vasquez. But I think the injury to Freddie Fermin, I heard Jesse talking that they are optimistic that it is not a concussion, but you don't really know for sure until the guy gets home, gets some sleep, comes back in the morning, and they can reevaluate him. Doctors initially do not feel like he is concussed. If he was, he'd immediately have to go on that 7-day concussion list. The Padres, of course, are dangerously short at catcher. Luis Camposano playing well. It's great that they have him, and Campy 7-game hitting streak.
What a clutch knock on an 0-2 on an 0-2 pitch last night. Yeah, he looked ridiculous the first 2 swings too, and you're like, oh yeah, he's going to put him away, and boy, he hung in there on that slider and just fisted it to left center.
But if Fermin does have to go on the concussion list,
absolutely,
he will probably. We'll probably need to call up Rodolfo Duran from AAA, who has 3 homers for El Paso and had a decent spring, but that would make Campy the regular starter. So that's always a concern. So that's the bad news, but everything else pretty exciting from last night, obviously.
I mean, listen, we went through some concussion stuff last year with Luis Arraez that really changed the trajectory.
Jackson Merrill had one too.
Jackson Merrill too, the slide in the second. Really changed the trajectory of those 2 guys' seasons in particular. Really, I mean, Jackson was trying to climb the mountain all year. Luis was trying to climb the mountain all year, and I'm so fine with the way that this team is being handled right now, as far as the different lineups, the abundance of caution, getting guys days off. I love it. I actually love it. I think it's very smart and heady. These are heady decisions. I think you have to be really careful with the concussion protocol with these guys, especially for a guy like Freddie Fermin. You gave up a lot to get him. It's important that he's healthy, and just don't let him come back until he's ready. I know he's a catcher, and the catch, he's never going to be like, I'll take a week off, right? 7-day concussion protocol. You can figure it out in 7 days.
Did learn last night that the Padres' emergency catcher, if they need to go to it, is not Crony anymore.
Hold on.
It actually made perfect sense, and I couldn't believe that I couldn't think of it on my own. It's Ty France.
Oh, yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Who actually started as a catcher with the Padres long ago.
He looks
moving around the
looks the part.
He does.
Like he looks like you drew him up in a lab.
I think he'd actually be fine if you had to throw him in there for an inning or 2 at some point, but you will need 2 full-time catchers going forward. We'll learn more about Freddie Fermin. And as you mentioned, yesterday was Fernando Tatis Jr.'s first day off. That means every regular in the first 3 weeks of the season, because today is 3 weeks from opening day.
That's right.
First 3 weeks of the season, Craig Stammen has gotten every regular at least 1 day off. I think Laureano's gotten a couple.
He has.
So he's been following through with his promise in spring training. These guys are not going to play as often as they did last year. And it's not just Manny making him sit down every once in a while. It's everybody. Jackson, young guys, Fernando Tatis Jr., he is going to be much more aggressive in the resting of players than Mike Schilt was last season.
Yeah, I like it. I like it too. Again, the reason that we all like it and we're all praising is because guess why? It's It's working. If it wasn't working and this team's dying and they're scuffling, there was a level of sympathy I did have for Bob Melvin when he was here, because that team could just never get it going. So he had to run Manny and Soto, and those guys were dragging ass by July, August, and he's like, I can't give them a day off. We can't win without them. And I don't know, maybe a day off in there, and you're losing anyway. Give them a day off, let them reset. So I like this, man. I like this a lot. And again, the thing that we go back to with Craig Stammen is just the even keel. He's just so even keel. If we win, this is my tone. If we lose, this is my tone. I mean, so far, so good. There's some other decisions that were made in the offseason, managerial-wise, around baseball. Not going great. Not going great. This one is going great. It's going great so far. So far, so great for Craig Stammen.
A week in, it was going horribly.
Yeah.
According to a lot of people.
Yeah.
3 weeks in, it's completely flipped.
It's completely flipped. It's wild what winning a bunch of baseball games can do for you.
I know everyone's waiting to hear the highlights. Paulie's got them queued up. Get to our Padres wrap-up of a seventh straight win.
I'll just say it right now. Since we've been doing the Padres wrap-up, I don't think we've had 7.
We did. Well, last year they went 7-0 to start the season.
True.
So,
but like,
was it Friday?
I don't know when.
It might have been a weekend.
I don't remember
so
copying and
together
pasting 7 I love winnings, because if the streak ends on like a Saturday or something,
it's true.
It doesn't play out on
we
the
don't
show.
Get to play it. So, hey,
I don't know that this
has
ever happened.
It's going to be the longest wrap-up intro in history. We'll get to it right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
And we're still trying to extinguish this brush fire westbound 8 West over by Mission Bay Drive. The right lane and the right shoulder is knocked out. Just take it slow as you travel in the area. Be cognizant of that. And this update is brought to you by Creative Repipe. Don't wait until the water leak in your home becomes a flood. Call Creative Repipe for your whole house repipes. Get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty, free estimates with financing available. Visit creativerepipe.com. That's creativerepipe.com. I'm Andre with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Are you ready? How did things play out in yesterday's game?
I liked last night's game.
It's time for the
Padres wrap-up
with Ben and Woods.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
2-1 pitch is ripped on a line up the right field side, hooking and fair off the base of the foul pole. Rosarena has scored. Rayleigh is being waived as Castellanos had all kinds of trouble coming up with it. It'll be a 2-run double for Canzone, and the Mariners lead this thing 2-0 in the top of the second. Rodriguez swings, hits it in the air to deep center field. Merrill's going back. He's on the track at the wall, leaps up. Oh my goodness, he made the catch. Jackson Merrill just went J-Rod on J-Rod and took a home run away. Oh my goodness. As good of a catch as Jackson Merrill has made in his major league career. What a play. Swung on, hit hard on the ground right side. Diving attempt Cronenworth, but it's into right field. Rosarena has scored. Young is on his way. The throw cut by France. A 2-run single for Brendan Donovan. And now 4-0 Mariners here in the fourth. Yeah, Rayleigh launches it in the air to deep right center field, and you can forget it. This one going to go up and over the old wall and then some in right center field. 4th of the year for Rayleigh, a 2-run shot in the 5th inning. And the Mariner lead is now 6-0. 0-1. Bogart swings in the air deep to left. Rosarena's back at the wall. This one gonna go! Number 200 for Xander Bogaerts. Padres are on the board in the bottom of the 6th inning. Xander's 3rd of the year. And it's 6-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fernando swings, rockets one in the air to right. Rayleigh is back. He will make the catch. Machado tags at third. He'll come in to score. A pinch hit, sac fly to make it 6-3. But now the Padres are down to their final out. They in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch swung on, lined into left center. That's down at a base hit. Sheets is on his way home. He's going to score. Francis to third, and he'll stand there as Camposano knocks in a run with an RBI single to make it 6-4 here in the bottom of the ninth. Oriano swings, hits it into shallow left field. That's going to dump down, and a base hit. France comes in to score. It's a one-run game in the bottom of the ninth, 6-5. Ferrer ready. Here's the pitch. Jackson swings, hits it hard, and fair up the left field line. Camposano will score. Laureano rounding third. Arozarena lost the handle. The Padres are going to win. A 5-run bottom of the ninth inning to come all the way back. It's 7-6, and it's over.
Never say die mentality. Manny took a great at bat to lead it off. That's kind of how those kind of innings start, usually with like a walk. And, against a tough pitcher, really good pitcher. Took a walk, got it started, got us at least believing that it might happen. And then Gavin squibbed one in there down third base line. And then after that, we had some more really good at bats and finish it off with Jackson, in that double.
The Ty France chopper over Munoz's head. For one split second, I was like, Manny, go. And then I go, no, if he gloves that, you're dead to rights. Smart. Everyone held.
Right. That run means nothing.
Run means nothing. Very, very smart, heady baseball in that last inning, Benjamin. You got lucky. Absolutely some luck was involved.
For sure.
There is no question. But hey, man, shout out to the bullpen, right? The guys,
unsung heroes.
The unsung heroes of the game, the bullpen. I know Marinaccio gave up, I think, 2.
Yeah, Luke Rayleigh hit one that's still flying, I think.
Yeah.
But other than that,
but anyway, he got
Wandy,
2
Alec
innings.
Jacob.
Wandy gave you an inning, and then Alec Jacob with 2 scoreless innings, 3 punchies. Looked a little bit off when he first got up. First game back in the big leagues in a while, but man, settled down nicely. Picks up a win in his first game back. 1-0.
Shout out to Jesse. Some of the finest work I think he has ever done.
He's on fire this
year. The call of Jackson Merrill's home run robbing catch, and of course the walk-off double. Just some insane Merrill
Rodriguez
madness.
swings, hits it in the air to deep center field. Merrill's going back. He's on the track at the wall, leaps up. Oh my goodness, he made the catch. Jackson Merrill just went J-Rod on J-Rod and took a home run away. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
As good of a catch as Jackson Merrill has made in his major league career. What a play.
I mean, is it weird that I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess it was like as good of a catch as he's made, but like that's kind of becoming the norm for this kid. He just did it.
That's Jesse's opinion. That was Jesse's opinion, but Jackson Merrill backed it up after the game and said, "Oh, that was the best catch that
was
I've
unbelievable."
Made." He actually, and Woods and I were talking about this. He actually had to use the wall to scale up a little bit higher to reach just far enough to get over the fence to pull back what was a sure home run for Julio Rodriguez, who must think, I cannot buy anything right now. I mean,
the Padres could offer that guy $1 billion to come play in San Diego, and I don't think he would. I don't know, but I feel like that's happened to him before here. He's done it here too. He's Rob Toddy last year. What an incredible win last night. It's just so satisfying, and you win the series, and it's just great. 5 runs in the bottom of the ninth is just unheard of, and it's Andres Munoz who comes in to shut it down, and you're like, oh, I've seen this act before, right? Like, here comes the former Padre to come in and just embarrass us and nail the coffin shut, and absolutely not. Didn't quit. Incredible.
How rare is a 5-run rally to win it in the ninth? The Padres have not done that since 2017, where they've been down 4 in the ninth inning and scored 5 to win the game. So this is something you'll see, once a decade or so in Major League Baseball. That's the kind of comeback that they had in the game yesterday.
Yeah, drink it in.
Yeah, so many different elements of the game. How about the top of the 4th inning? Go back. The ABS challenge system came back to help the Mariners big time in that inning. Randy Vasquez, who, again, didn't have a great start, 4 innings, 4 runs, he got out of that inning stranding a couple of runners on a strikeout that would have ended the inning. Rivas challenged it. It was a full count pitch, was less than an inch off the plate, ended up extending the inning, and then Brendan Donovan came through with a 2-run single. So you talk about game of inches. Randy thinks he's out of an inning. He may get to the 6th inning. He may have another quality start at that point. He gets through the 4th, settles in, gets a couple more innings. You lose that strikeout, you give up 2 runs, you're out of the game then. That's how close things can be. And at that point, and then after, of course, the Raley home run off Marinaccio, and Raley was 4 for 4. He had a huge night.
Nasty, dude.
you did feel, okay, this is not going to be the Padres night.
It's okay. It's going to happen. Yep.
And it's okay for us to feel like that as fans. But for players, they just keep doing their job and going forward. They may also know, might not be our night, but as long as we've got 9 more outs, 6 more outs, 3 more outs, let's keep putting together at bats and at least see what's going to happen. And that's exactly what the Padres did in the 9th inning. Approached it like it was a 0-0 game in the 1st inning. Just, put together some good at bats, try to get on base, keep, as long as the game's not over and you've got a strike, you've got an out, then keep fighting until they say that you can't fight anymore. The Padres did that last night.
Yeah, nothing like 7 unanswered runs, man. Bullpen comes in and gives a scoreless 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. You didn't have to use any of your huge top arms either. You won the series against a team that was white hot coming in. Series is won. So go out, try to sweep again today. 5:40 game tonight. Who's on the bump?
Luis Castillo against Walker Buehler.
Yep.
Castillo actually got lit up his last start. His ERA is close to 7. So, that would be nice if the Padres could keep the offense going. All right, Paulie's collected all the audio. We heard Jesse's incredible walk-off call. Let's switch to the Seattle Mariners side of things. The television broadcast is the one that we thought was the best. So here's how it sounded from the other side of the broadcast booth as the Mariners blow a 4-run lead in the 9th inning to lose it.
The 2-2. Line and fair. Just fair. Campusano is in. Laureano headed to the plate. And this game is over. Jackson Merrill with the Padres down to their final strike again in the 9th inning. Laced it to left field. And the Padres win it. They walk it off 7-6.
Good call.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Frustrated, but not tearful.
Yeah.
Good job.
We also listened to their radio call. We determined that one was better, but the radio is also
professional,
pretty energetic and professional. Like kind of lived up to a big moment.
Yeah. They weren't sure what was happening in the corner when Randy Arozarena couldn't come up with the handle. Or
he just guessed. He said,
cut off or something.
Cut off.
Yeah. Nope.
So we went with the TV call.
Never really had it.
We heard Jesse. Let's get to the Padres TV call with Mud and Don.
This winning streak's going to kill Don.
It literally may put him in the grave.
Line to left, it is a fair ball! Down the left field line to the corner! Around from second base, Campusano. Laureano's coming around. Padres will walk it off! Merrill madness! Padres were down at one time 6 runs. Not anymore!
Holy crap,
Man.
dude.
Wow.
I mean, look, I had to do that at Seals games and go nuts, and it would make my head spin. I would see stars, and he's doing this damn near every night.
Don has gotten a signature nickname in all 3 of the walk-offs of the last week. Bogey goes boom, Holy Sheets, and now Merrill Madness to end each walk-off win for the San Diego Padres.
Merrill madness! Padres were down at one time 6 runs. Not anymore!
And that's
Not anymore!
I think that's a throwback to the Daniel Camarena game when they were down to Max Scherzer. What was it, like 8-0 or something? And they came back to take the lead.
Yeah.
And I think that's when Donnie first broke out the "not anymore"
Incredible
call
man.
for the big comeback.
Don knows that he already got his extension, right? Like you've gotten paid. Nice to see a guy get paid and not loaf. Yeah, but he brings even more energy.
I'm
now.
worried that Don might head to the injured list at some point with a strained vocal cords at this point. If the excitement level keeps ramping up like this, he's not going to make it through the summer.
The true throat goat.
Oh, my goodness.
Don Orsillo.
Can you strain your flexor tendon in your throat?
I know you can jack your throat up. I've done it many, many times.
All right, then finally, let's listen to Eduardo Ortega and I believe Pedro Gutierrez on the Padres' Spanish language call of last night's walk-off winner.
Será el final del juego también. Lanza Ferrer, línea. Buena por la raya del izquierdo. Va a limpiar los senderos. El juego está empatado. Hasta tercera viene el gane. Ya viene Laureano. Anota parado. Walk-off. Doble. Jackson de Barrolmanía. Se acabó el juego. Dejan los Padres en el terreno. Sobre el bullpen. A los Marineros de Seattle.
Man, just tons of energy, tons of
What a game.
What a game, dude. It's one of those I would go back and rewatch, in a heartbeat. I came in, I rewatched the condensed version this morning. It was just so spectacular. So happy to have stayed up and made it last night for the whole game. It was awesome.
Go, San Diego!
Was that just on television with Mary Lou's, or
Yes.
did he also do that with Sam on radio? I'm not sure.
All I saw was Mary Lou's.
I think it was just Mary
and she
Lou's.
gave the face
Like, am I going to get in trouble?
No,
you're
you're not
Mary
going to get in
Lou's.
trouble. No.
We've gone through this many times before.
Yeah.
There are no consequences to cursing on Padres.tv.
No, none
apparently,
whatsoever.
which is fine.
Yeah.
At least after a walk-off win. It's like
you
get
have
out of jail free card.
Yeah, you
when
have
it comes to cursing.
Is that safe harbor? Is it late like that it's safe harbor?
Yeah, it's cable and it's streaming and
streaming.
everything. So
I mean,
think,
you watch cable shows now, they're dropping every word you could ever imagine.
Right.
It's crazy. So I certainly don't.
I remember there
mind
used to be
that.
like rules, like when you were
Oh,
watching
yeah.
TV, it was like if it was PG-13, they could say some words, and if it was rated R, you get like a couple of F-bombs.
Yeah,
Like it was always.
I was watching the other day the TV version of Beverly Hills Cop, and they wouldn't say ass, but they showed a guy getting shot in the back of the head.
of course.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
We can talk to Sam Levitt about his conversation with Jackson Merrill. He will join us at 7:35. Eno Sarris at 8:35. All guests on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It is better. We got plenty more Padres talk coming up. Hour number 2, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how it's been and once on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Don't forget, Bob Scanlon is going to be joining us this morning here in our sound space at our Odyssey studios for our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable, commercial-free Padres talk from 9 to 10 a.m. Get the tall right-hander in here and talk a little pitching. Got some pitching-specific questions tailored to Bob for the roundtable today. Looking forward to that.
As am I, man. Anytime you get to talk ball with Scan is a good day.
Absolutely. So yesterday, obviously, we just went through the Padres come from behind 7-6 win. Got contributions from a lot of different guys in the final rally. Two guys who did not do anything offensively in the game yesterday were Nick Castellanos, went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, and Jay Cronenworth, 0 for 2. And then got pinch hit for by Fernando Tatis Jr. At the end of the game. I was wondering, was that the right call right there? Because he had a lefty on a righty, and I was going, is this the right time to use him? But then I realized you can't pinch hit for Camposano because you have no catchers left. So if you were going to use your Tatis bullet,
got to use it.
That was where you had to use it.
Bases loaded,
you weren't going to wait. You weren't going to pinch hit for Laureano or Merrill once you got there. So it really had to be Jay Cronenworth. But the numbers for those two guys, Castellanos hitting 179 with a 256 slugging percentage. Jake, 140, 211 slugging percentage with just the one home run this season. Really rough start for both guys. But I got this email yesterday from RotoWire. Did not realize this. So they went through the 25 top players in baseball that StatCast suggests have been the biggest victims of bad luck so far this season. And I thought, I'm sure Fernando Tatis Jr. is on the list. He wasn't on the list.
Wow.
It's your expected batting average versus your actual batting average, your expected slugging versus your actual slugging, and your expected WOBA, weighted on base average versus your actual. Jake Cronenworth, 8th unluckiest player in baseball. He's got an expected batting average of 251, a slugging of 372,
it's much more
and a
respectable.
WOBA of 318. Those would all be
good,
solid numbers for Jake. And then the 4th unluckiest player in baseball, Nick Castellanos. His actual batting average going into yesterday, 200. His expected batting average, 329. His expected slugging, 475, and his expected WOBA 366. Not only is he getting unlucky, if he was just up to those expected numbers, he'd be having an elite offensive start to the season. That is a minus 442 composite luck gap for Nick Castellanos. Unfortunately,
good Lord,
I thought a lot of those hard hit balls that he hit that were unlucky earlier in the season maybe weighing him down, because I don't think the at-bats have been as good the last couple of days, and that's the danger. You start out unlucky, and then you cool off, but you never actually had the hot streak numbers that showed you were in the hot streak you were on.
You stop hitting the ball hard, right? Like that. The ABs last night, they weren't great. They weren't great at all from Casty, but I mean, tough customers, no doubt, in Emerson Hancock. And but I think some of the swings he's put on fastballs, he's gotten a lot of fastballs this year, and he's gotten robbed a couple times.
Padres have hit a run of tough right-handers. We haven't even seen Miguel Andujar, I think, since Saturday. He's their weapon against lefties, and there just hasn't been lefties going up against the San Diego Padres. Casty has gotten some opportunities, but he's better against lefties as well.
How about not flipping out if you're Craig Stammen and just letting Jackson Merrill face that lefty last night with Andujar on the bench? I mean, that's, if he did it, it's like, man, you just pulled Jackson Merrill. But man, really tough lefty guy. And you're like, no, I'm gonna give the kid a shot here. And boy, did he deliver. That's the guy you want up.
I don't know if Craig was asked about that after the game, if he considered switching. But to me, Jackson Merrill is, if you wanted to define if clutch exists, he certainly just does not shy from big moments. No, even being as young of a player as he is, he wants those moments. He looks forward to getting a chance in those moments. I wouldn't take that opportunity away from him
just to play a matchup. Yeah. I mean, unless the right-hander coming off the bench is like, Manny Ramirez or something in his prime, fine. But, not Miguel Andujar for Jackson Merrill. And again, I do think a lot of managers would have played that card. I do. Hey, man, really tough matchup, lefty. I got to make sure I can justify this tomorrow. Why would you leave Jackson Merrill in who's scuffled off lefties. Why would you leave Jackson, Maryland when you had Miguel Andujar sitting on the bench? And he very well may have been asked that question if they had lost that game, but Jackson rewarded his faith and slapped that one down the line.
Padres still did not pick up ground on the LA Dodgers.
It's crazy,
who continue to win 8-2 last night over the New York Mets. Padres have won now 10 of 11.
Yeah.
And have picked up exactly one game in the standings on the Los Angeles Dodgers over that time.
I mean, it's crazy.
Who remain best record in all of baseball. Last night, a little interesting. The
Mets are so bad. They're so bad that DR and Friedman and Gomes, they decided, let's screw around tonight and just have Shohei just pitch.
Let's give him,
Let's lighten his load.
So he was the pitcher, but he was not the designated hitter. That's the first time since he's joined the Dodgers that they've let him just pitch and not hit.
Let's have some fun tonight because it's the Mets, and we'll just throw Shohei. He doesn't even need to hit. And boy, he delivered. I think he had 10 punchies.
6 innings, 2 hits, an earned run, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Now they might have thought
pretty good night
that they made a mistake because it was a close game. It was 2-1. Until late, and then they just started going off home runs. Dalton Rushing hit a grand slam.
Yeah, that'll help you.
Teoscar Hernandez went to 3 other home runs, and they ended up winning again.
I think I saw
8-2.
Something. The bottom of their order is OPSing like 9 something. I mean, it's just some insane.
Pies is usually down there. He's off to a hot start to the season.
Yep.
So, they continue to roll. And then the Diamondbacks continue to roll as
They're
well.
hot too, man.
They beat the Orioles 8-5 in 10 innings to win that series. Adrian Del Castillo at 5 runs batted in, including a go-ahead 2-run home run in the 10th, as Arizona remains just right up there with the Padres. There's so much separation already because the Giants lost again to the Reds. Sal Stewart, couple of 3-run homers, 3 in the last 2 days, and the Rockies lost again to the Astros 3-1. You're already seeing a big standings gap emerge in the National League West. Not that it's not early and teams can get going, but there's a 5-game gap from the Diamondbacks to the Rockies and Giants at this point. Don't know if we're going to see that change over the course of the year. We may see a separation between the top 3 and the bottom 2 in the National League West.
Well, I'm fine with it, man. I mean, I'll duke it out with those 2 other teams. You don't need to add another team into the mix, certainly to be threatening for a wild card. But again, you're not counting anybody out right now. You're really not. You're not counting any teams out.
Although
nobody's in,
nobody's out. Right.
Giants minus 27 run differential is the worst in the National League. They're down to 6-12.
Who is?
The Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rockies are minus 9. They're 6-12, but it doesn't look quite as bad as what the Giants 6-12. I mean, ever since they left San Diego and looked kind of decent in that series when they took 2 or 3 from the Padres, they can do nothing at this point going forward. It's been a struggle. And again, I'm not going to write any team off this early in the season, but you can start to see a few trends emerge as to what teams you think are real and which ones aren't. And I get the sense that the Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks will all be contenders. And that means the Padres have to keep an eye on the Diamondbacks, playoff contenders in the National League. Pretty much no one else is out of it in either of the other 2 divisions. The Mets have the worst record in the East. They're 7-12. They seem like they have too much talent to they're going to get Juan Soto back here. I wasn't sure either, but are they going to be that bad all season long?
Yeah.
Are they a last place team in that division?
Pretty bad. They're pretty bad. They do not look good.
Phillies are off to a slow start at 8-10. The Cubs are, hanging around 500. They're 9-9, but they're in last place right now in the National League Central. The question is, will the Pirates and Reds stick around as at least wild card contenders all season long in the Central? Those are the teams, if you're a Padres fan, you want to keep an eye on, because you can very much imagine coming down the wire and going, all right, who do we have to beat out for a wild card spot if you can't catch the Dodgers, and you can't catch the Dodgers if they never lose.
That's true. It's going to be.
The Padres have won 10-11. They're not gaining any ground really.
It's very it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I can't deny that it's very, very frustrating that's happening right now. It's very frustrating.
Padres would be obviously in first place in any other division.
Oh yeah, it's way too early to scoreboard watch, but I'm scoreboard watching like a mofo every single night. Like, did we? Nope. All right, just keep grinding.
It does feel like, this is one of those runs, like, we talked about like what it did last year for this team or whatever. like any other division, you're like, this could give you like a 6-game lead pad that you can just kind of hold on to all season long. But nope, not us.
They're playing good baseball, man. They are. I mean, they had a good
just
team.
keep winning.
Yeah, just keep winning.
Elsewhere in baseball yesterday, A's over the Rangers 6-5. Shea Langoliers hit his 6th home run of the season. The Brewers beat the Blue Jays 2-1. Dylan Cease has pitched very well, though. That was not his fault. The Brewers got 2 in the 8th after he left, but he pitched shutout ball again. Has not won, I think, or much for the Blue Jays. They haven't gotten him a lot of offense, but he has pitched very well. I was not all that concerned to see him go, but if he was going to pitch like this, the Padres absolutely could have used Dylan Cease in the rotation, considering all the injuries that they've had. Braves beat the Marlins 6-3. Yankees walked off the Angels last night 5-4. Of course, the Padres, after today's game, will drive up to Anaheim to open a 3-game series against the Angels tomorrow. So the Angels will have to return from New York. Padres get the short drive up to Anaheim to begin their next road trip tomorrow.
You don't want to look too far ahead, but you look and you see some teams ahead of you to wrap up the month that, you need to play tough and you need to try to win those series as best you can. The Angels, the Rockies, the D-backs, it's going to be great. The Cubs back at home to wrap up April. There's some winnable games in there against some teams that are beatable right now and injured. And but again, it's really just one game at a time, and you've already won this series, but don't take your foot off the gas. Let's get it. What's better than 7? 8. If you have $7 and I give you $1, isn't 8 better than 7?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It is.
Yeah, 8 pieces of pizza is better than 7.
Plus, remember, with Nick Pivetta out, you want to hold on to these gains as much as you can.
100%.
And you're going to need Walker Buehler to remain a viable member of the starting rotation.
Indeed.
I'd imagine the Mariners are going to come like, we need this one.
Oh, yeah.
We can't get swept in a series like this.
There is something, though, within like an athlete where you can look at it and be like, hey, I don't want to be the guy that screws it up.
100%.
And you can kind of flame out and it doesn't go well, or it can like get you juiced up and you pitch like a little bit more adrenaline. Like you never know because you're fired up. The whole team is fired up after 7 straight. I promise.
There's a pride factor with every rotation. It's a competition. Those guys love each other. They show up for each other, but they want to make sure that they're not the weak link.
I promise you, Walker Buehler saw Randy Vasquez last night and he goes, all right, I got to bring it tomorrow. Yeah. Whether they knew they were going to win or lose that game. He's like, I'm bringing it tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, we got Don't Do This coming up next. More trouble in the MLB Players Union ahead of this impending CBA negotiation period. We'll give you the latest bad news for the Players Association coming up next in DDT. Stick around. Plenty more Ben and Woods coming up live from the Bill House Studios. We Know How on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, tell you about SDFatLoss.com. At this point, my journey, how I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. But what makes SDFatLoss.com different as a program, people who are turning to GLP-1s nowadays, GLP-1s suppress your appetite, but SDFatLoss.com builds metabolism that is ongoing. You stop the shots, you're going to likely gain the weight back. With SDFatLoss.com, you've changed your habits, you've changed your metabolism. It makes it so much easier to keep the weight off. I've never had a program where I've kept the weight off as well as I have. Every single pound that I lost, I still have it off 3 years later. And with the summer coming up in San Diego, it's not too late because you can lose weight fast with SDFatLoss.com. By the time the June gloom burns off, you will be ready for summer beach season in San Diego and feeling better than you have in years like I do. Just sign up for a free consultation right now. And if you start the program, get $200 off SDFatLoss.com. One-time cost for the program as opposed to continually spending maybe $3,000 to $5,000 per year for the GLP-1 medication. Seems like a pretty easy choice to me. It's all based on real food, so you don't have to buy any shakes or bars or mixes from them. Just the program, and they will help you. They will help you succeed with their great coaches and great plan. Go to SDFatLoss.com to find out more. SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
In-season Sammy's coming up here at the bottom of the hour. He was right down there in the thick of the Padres walk-off celebration last night at Petco Park. First, though, it is time for Don't Do This. It is brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
And enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you. More carnage in the MLB-PA, the Players Association, the union that is preparing for high-level negotiations with owners ahead of the CBA expiring on December 1st at the end of this season. It's widely expected to lead to an off-season lockout, potentially missed spring training, maybe even missed games at the start of next season. But in the wake of the resignation of Executive Director Tony Clark back in February, an internal investigation has come up with more bad stuff. Jeff Passan and Don Van Natta Jr. from ESPN reporting that the MLBPA fired two top executives with cause yesterday following an internal investigation. Xavier James, the union's chief operating officer, and Michael O'Neill, the head of resources, both let go.
Wow.
Not clear exactly what the investigation turned up, according to sources.
So the director of HR and
the COO.
Oh, my God.
The director of HR, isn't that the person who's supposed to make sure that everything you're doing is on the up and up?
Yeah.
When the HR person is not on the up and up, you're pretty sure your organization is completely screwed.
Head of HR, they have to have access to everything.
Holy cow.
And we have no idea like what this is about.
Not
other than
really.
there was an investigation by the
DOJ.
DOJ.
It's their own union investigation, although they do plan to share the information that they have learned with federal investigators. They've promoted a couple of people to take over those posts. Hopefully whatever they decided those people didn't have anything to do with it, what was going on. But, Clark's resignation was involving an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law who worked at the union.
Incredible.
After an anonymous whistleblower filed complaints with the National Labor Relations Board in November of 2024, claiming misuse of resources, self-dealing, nepotism, and abuse of power. This obviously can't all be related to that because that was a lot of specific to Tony Clark stuff. Not sure what the rest of this is, but
it's not what you want.
No.
If you're the players union, your foundation is shattering here, or all these head people are dropping like flies right before the biggest negotiation of your life.
You're gonna be feeling real good.
You got to feel
right?
real strong with leadership right
KG
now.
says, were they also sleeping with their sister-in-laws?
Could have been.
I wonder
guess
how
it's
that
possible.
works. So that news comes out yesterday afternoon. Do guys walk up to is Crony? No, Pavetta?
Crony
Still
is
Crony,
Crony
right?
is the highest level, and then Pavetta is the
team player,
the team rep, but Crony's on the executive board.
So do the guys kind of huddle around their locker
Oh,
room
I'm
and be
sure.
like, hey Jake, what
I'm sure.
the hell's going on?
I'm sure.
with this?
I'm absolutely sure. Jake has, he told us at spring training, it's been insane.
Yeah.
The 2-hour phone calls and everything that was going on with Tony, and then now this, just another kind of scandal leading into this huge negotiation, one that could change the course of baseball history if the owners get their way. Just insane behavior by these top executives. Now, many would say this is a don't do this. I'm going to couch it as a do this, Paul.
DD mega do
It's a little
do.
of both.
It's a little of both. I love this. A New Zealander, Carlos Ulberg, he won the light heavyweight title at UFC 327. And he said after, now I can't do a New Zealand accent very well, but he said, I've lost the belt, bro. Initially, after winning, the plan was not to have a drink. But you know how these things go, right? First, someone gives you champagne to celebrate. Then one thing leads to another. You're doing shots. He gets loaded after, and also to dull the pain.
Not bad.
To the
it might be
injury
more
of his
Australian than New
it's a little
Zealand, but
Australian.
not bad.
It's not terrible. It's not my best word.
Shorts.
What?
You said shorts. Shorts? How do you say that?
Shorts.
Again? Shorts.
Shorts.
It's nice.
Yeah, shorts. Shorts. Would you like a shot, mate? So one thing leads to another. You're doing shots. He lost his belt. He went out.
Someone defeated him and took his belt? No, he just lost it.
He took it out with him.
How do you lose a champion, like a big championship
You're
belt?
drunk.
Yeah, but it's not like, hey, I lost and found. Yeah, we got some keys here, and there's a cell phone.
I don't think that's something that gets returned.
There's a giant championship belt.
Yeah. He lost his belt.
Someone
he went out,
stole the belt.
He went out and partied with his buddies. Left it in a booth at a VIP.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But still, even if you find it, if it's a championship belt, if you take it, it's stolen. It's not.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
It's not
with it?
finders keepers on a championship belt.
So he said his quote was, I didn't want to be carrying the belt around, so I think it's still there at the apartment somewhere. One of the boys probably has it in bed with him. Like one of his homies has it. But he did lose the belt. I thought it was funny, and I like to laugh. So,
And that's don't and do this for a Thursday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
A little early to go to Sammy. Paul, you want to get to some Throwback Thursday clips just to entertain a little bit in the last couple of minutes before the bottom of the hour? Paulie always goes into the Wayback Machine on Thursday to bring back some fun clips of the past of Ben and Wood, including some origin stories.
Who's Ben and Wood, by the
Ben
way?
and Woods.
Woods.
Ben and Wood.
Like a bit of a Ben flub there.
Yeah.
And we have a flub
They
from
occasionally happen.
This was from yesterday, 4 years ago. And it's just an origin of Ben reading a story and not remembering that we live and broadcast here in San Diego,
San Diego, California.
Here in San Diego.
Yeah.
A little police investigation here in Dallas. Cowboys.
Here in Dallas?
Here in Dallas. Yeah, we're.
I feel like that was a Friday. What? What is happening? Here in Dallas.
Here in
I
Dallas.
don't know where we are.
I don't know where we are.
DPS.
I mean, if San Diego is San Diego is some faraway market, and we're talking about these hosts that are out there, we must be somewhere else. Maybe we're in Dallas.
Good morning, Tampa. It's Ben and Woods here. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap.
Tell us what happened here in Dallas.
God, I love Big D out there.
I don't remember exactly. My sense is I was reading a local story from like the Dallas paper.
Dallas Morning News or something.
Here in Dallas.
Here in Dallas.
Like I just could not convert in my brain that we are not actually
forgot how good that is
in Dallas at the moment.
That was 4 years ago. If we go back 6 years ago, I don't like revisiting a lot of these clips.
I know,
but I do think in the story of Ben and Woods, pandemic radio is very much a thing, we were about a month in at this point, March to April of 2020, and so you guys were broadcasting from the Corona Cave, and this happened in the middle of I think Foreplay.
Do you remember a guy named Dan Cortez? Whoa! What was that?
You guys
It
okay
was a
over there?
bird that flew into the window
And
and
it's
is now
dead.
perfect. Maybe it's just stunned.
Great.
Yeah, that's sad.
Oh, that just ruined
What?
the day. Never
No,
mind.
it's getting up. It's stunned.
Oh,
it's just a bit of a
man.
concussion.
Oh, that's
You're
sad.
going into concussion protocol.
Oh my God! Just flew into
Here,
the-
just come on. Let's go, Birdie. You can do it. Come on, get
I
up.
can't-
There
I
you
can't
go.
even
Come
look.
on. Okay, the right wing we may have an issue.
Kevin Harlan, dying bird.
No, it's okay. It's just needs a second.
Go love on him a little bit.
No, might carry the coronavirus or
Fair
something.
enough.
I'm just gonna stay inside.
That scared me to death.
Yeah, that was a bit nervous. It doesn't happen usually in our Intercom Empire studios.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
My heart's racing right now. It scared me to death.
Yeah.
It did. It was
It was
loud.
It was a very loud,
right at the beginning. Right
because we were sit around the little kitchen
Circle.
table in the Corona Cave, and we were right next to like a what were they called? Like a picture window?
Yeah, like a
nook almost.
nook.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a breakfast nook with
like a carved
windows.
out
Yes,
little
carved out
breakfast
windows.
nook.
Yeah.
It was a nice little spot.
Do you remember a guy named Dan Cortez? Whoa! What was that?
Just straight into the window, right next to us.
Yokel says that's amazing. Ben is a true animal lover. I respect the hell out of it. He's not.
Really.
Not even a little bit.
Let's go, Birdie. You can do it. Come on, get
I
up.
can't-
There
I
you
can't
go.
even
Come
look.
on.
I
just
didn't
didn't
want to
have to do a 4-hour show with a dead
bird staring at a dead corpse.
The right wing may have an
bird
issue.
Corpse. Play by play, and it's dying
Staring at a
bird.
bird.
Oh.
The entire time that it just died.
Steve said, "Was there a bat incident in those days?" I don't think so.
I don't know that we had a bat.
I think you would have heard from me
Oh.
if there was a bat.
Yeah, who is Dan Cortez?
He was an
Anyway?
actor.
Dan Cortez?
He was an actor. He was on MTV.
Big VJ.
He played Tony the Mimbo in Seinfeld that George has a man crush on. It's the best episode ever. It's so good. I think that's what I was referring to. But he was doing some Corona content. I was like, it'd be fun to get Dan Cortez on. He's kind of a G. And next thing you know, bird flies in the window. Did not want me to talk about Dan Cortez.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back in season, Sam Levitt will join us. Get his thoughts on yesterday's come-from-behind walk-off win for your red-hot San Diego Padres, 7 in a row here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Speaking of windows, because I can segue just about anything.
True.
You don't usually find windows in a lot of casinos and card rooms because you're generally heading back past some, dark slot machines, through some smoky halls to a card room in the back of a casino. Not the case with 7 Mile Casino. They got lots of windows. It's very pleasant. It's very upscale. It's a whole different look than what you're expecting when you walk in to go and play some cards.
That's exactly right. Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat, and of course, California-style blackjack. Still spreading all your favorite games down there at 7 Mile Casino. It's a smoke-free environment. And if you love slot machines, this is not the place for you. No slots ringing in your ears the whole time you're sitting inside. They drive me crazy. They really do. I'll play them from time to time, but the sound of it when I'm not playing them makes me insane. And so you don't have to deal with that there.
You can always get a good meal. Sammy's at 7 Mile, open 24/7. Great pizzas, the salads, the pastas, but also the 24/7 players menu with items like the Kung Pao chicken. Really delicious, and you can enjoy it in the restaurant or out on the patio, which overlooks San Diego Bay. Check it out today. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Still to come, an hour from now, Eno Sarris will be with us for some smart baseball on a Thursday. What are you laughing
Is this real? Matthew San Diego 760 said, speaking of AI, did they already mention the Mariners media person who was filmed asking ChatGPT, what's a good question after a tough loss on her phone at their postgame last night?
Oh my
Somebody
God. I saw that. I
Is
didn't
that-
realize it was a Mariners person
Oh.
and for our game last night.
Oh.
I just saw like a funny kind of as you're scrolling.
What's a good question after a tough loss? So what were you looking for there? That bit. That's very real. Oh my gosh.
You can ask Chat Sam Levitt, who has to come up with those kind of questions
That's right.
from time to time. Although I think he mostly does post-game interviews after wins.
Yeah.
I don't think he does a ton of them after losses. Got a really fun one, though, with Jackson Merrill last night. Looking forward to hearing all about it. He will join us right after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
We have big issues. We have a crash on 94 West. 3 lanes are knocked out at the 15. Delays that go back to Euclid Avenue. Budget in a lot of extra time. You're going to need it. And this game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Andre with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Did he say Euclid?
Euclid?
Euclid.
Euclid.
Right.
Euclid.
Euclid.
I didn't
slid.
slide.
You slid.
You slid.
We all slid for Sam Levitt.
I just chat GPT'd some questions I can ask Sam Levitt in case I need some help. As he joins us now on our SDCCU
There it is. There's the video.
fan
My
hotline.
God.
Oh my gosh. Man.
So it's a Mariners PR person, they think?
I don't
What's
know.
a good question after a tough loss in baseball? Okay.
I mean, she's definitely in the camera well, where people on the sidelines would sit. Yeah, that's. I think I actually recognize her. Yeah,
Sammy,
she's
you
a
ever-
Seattle.
do you
She's
ever
like
have
the
to
Bob
go-
Scanlon of Seattle.
Yeah. She's a TV reporter
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Seattle. Sammy, you ever have to go to Chat GPT to come up with your questions?
I can't say I've ever asked AI for the questions, but I certainly I can relate to having that moment as you're getting ready to go on the field, trying to figure out what you're going to ask. Especially when you're in a walk-off situation and you don't know who it's going to be, and it happens very, very quickly. And I'll tell you what, one thing I have in the walk-offs, and last night is a good example of it, you just have to be very, very aware of what is going on, the game situation, like know who's pitching, where did they hit it, who was on base, et cetera, because a lot of times during those walk-offs, and last night a prime example, I do not see the play for the most part until I get back upstairs and I watch it. So a lot of the time, to be honest, when I do the interviews in a walk-off scenario, I'm interviewing blind without really seeing the play, or everything's moving really fast. So it can be a challenge. So I can relate to some of those difficulties.
Do you were you even planning on going down at all, though, with the team down 6-2 going to the ninth? What was
that's what I was
when
wondering.
did you decide, I better get down there in case there's a post-game walk-off interview that I need to do?
Ben Higgins, that is an excellent question. And that is a question that I deal with a lot, of what is the threshold. 4 runs is a little bit too much for me to go down at the start of the inning. A little bit too much. However, when they get the tying run on deck, that's about when I go down. Now, I'll admit, last night I didn't have the tripod in my hand. I was kind of packing up as the 9th inning started, watching. They get Manny on, they get Sheets on, they load the bases. When they loaded the bases, I'd already got the tripod, and then I started getting serious. Once the winning run was on deck, I got the mic set up, and then I went into turbo mode, and I got downstairs, I got the mics ready, and I went downstairs. And I was downstairs by the time, Campusano had the single while I was in the elevator. So by the time Laureano came up, I was already by the field.
Good.
So yes, I did not go down there initially, and as the inning progressed and it got more serious, I started my process. But yeah, that's about like the line. 4 runs. Yeah, but once they start rallying, I can't mess around, because you deal with elevator delays. You never know what you might run into on the way down. What if I get stuck in the elevator?
Yeah, Ben did.
There's a delay.
It happens.
Ben did recently. I got a DM from a fire chief, by the way. I've got an update on what to do next time and what not to do. He DM'd
stuck
us.
In an elevator?
Yeah.
Do's and don'ts?
He's the fire chief. He's like, I got some info for you. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Thank you. I'll read it on the air. Public service, Sammy. But no, man, your sense on Nick Pivetta, Samuel, we talked yesterday about the conditioning of a fan, and it's obviously you do get conditioned to expect the worst as it pertains to arm injuries. And he didn't look, he doesn't look real pleased, doesn't look like very optimistic. But again, I'm not a body language expert. I'm not a vocal expert. I know what I see. I know what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem super pumped up about what's happening right now.
Yeah, it didn't sound great yesterday. And look, I guess the good news is the plan, at least from what was being said yesterday, is that there's going to be a rehab process and that they are confident he will return this year. I guess that is the silver lining in it, is that this does not appear to be season ending. But when you have Craig Stammen saying, essentially this is going to be a weeks to months thing, rather than he's going to miss a couple of starts on the IL kind of situation. I think it did become clear yesterday that they're going to be without Nick Pivetta for a considerable amount of time. What that amount of time is specifically, I think, is probably a little bit up in the air, but this is going to be an extended absence. And honestly, when you hear flexor strain, that's a serious injury. That's something that can take a while for guys to come back from. So I do think we got confirmation yesterday that he's going to be out for a while. And, it didn't make me feel great when he's in the clubhouse, talking about he's going to, lean on Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove. And those are great guys to get advice from, but those are 2 guys that have recently dealt with very serious arm injuries.
Yeah.
So, I think yesterday, we found out 2 things about it. With some of the unknown that surrounds them. The 2 things are that they're confident he's going to return this year, but I think it was pretty clear that he's going to be out for some amount of time, for a considerable amount of time. And how long that is, I suppose remains to be seen. But very clearly, they're going to have to figure out his spot in the rotation and have other guys step up. And yes, their rotation depth, it's been tested with, Joe, his return being a little bit slower than anticipated, and now Nick Pivetta being out for, again, they don't have a timetable, but what appears to be is going to be a significant amount of time.
Sammy, you talk to players and staff regularly. How would you describe the clubhouse vibe right now? And did last night's win change or reinforce that in any way? This is how bad the ChatGPT questions are.
That's unbelievable.
If that's what it's the prompt that I put in to ask you a question about last night's Padres come from behind victory. I'm guessing that the vibe was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Last night after the
Pretty
game, Sam.
good. Win a series, walk off, 5 runs in the ninth. Yeah.
When you won 7 in a row and 11 of 13, the vibes tend to be to be pretty good. I will say this just vibes wise. I mean, I think one thing that stands out to me, I feel like you can tell there's a lot of buy-in, to kind of what they're doing and how they're going about it. I mean, the fact that, you have guys taking days off and kind of agreeably doing it, and you have all these different lineups, and I just feel like there's kind of a buy-in to what the game plan is. And you have Fernando going to second base and all this different stuff that we're seeing, those things certainly feel different than what we've seen before. It's definitely a different way of doing things, and I'm intrigued vibe-wise by that, certainly. But look, go to any Major League Baseball team. They've won 7 in a row, and they're playing as well as the Padres are playing. I think the vibes are going to be pretty good.
Let me ask you, though, about interviewing Jackson. Did Mary Lou's go first, and then you went second because he had dropped that LFG SD?
Go, San Diego!
Were you did you have some trepidation as to what was going to happen during that interview with Jackson?
No, because I'm not live.
That's
so
right.
That's right. We have the ability to cut and whatnot, and there have been situations down there where a guy does curse, and we'll just cut the question out, or I'll tell the board op when I send it to him, hey, whatever, we figure it out how to get it out of there. So we're not live, so I don't deal with it. Another good nuts and bolts question about the post game interviews. When there's in a normal situation, a non-walk-up situation, I typically go first, because then they go to me, and then they go to the post-game show. For people that watch on TV, they go to the TV post-game show after they go to me. Walk-off situation, it is first the on-field reporter and then me. So I am waiting there until the TV interview is done. And I went back and watched the replay of it. Yeah, you can tell Jackson he wanted it. What I thought was funny was like the little motion of, hey, give me that microphone back for a second. I got something else to do.
Yeah, he was. He's like, let me have it. I got one more thing. And then poor Mary Lou's.
I know that. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot for the TV people. It is. It's a tough spot. But yes, on the radio side, because we are not live. Yeah, it's not. If they curse, it's not that big of a deal.
I think we need to come together as a society and just be like, what was that? 9:30, 9:45. Maybe even 10 o'clock almost when that happened.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Every kid has heard a lot worse from everywhere else in the world. I think we're okay.
Kids are watching. All right. They're watching pro baseball.
They just watched the best win of the year and an awesome moment that everyone's celebrating.
Also has to keep his eye out for potential Gatorade buckets during this situation. If it's already happened, if it hasn't happened yet, I'd imagine you're more on your toes.
Jackson saw it coming and just sat there and embraced it.
Yeah.
I don't like the guys that run from it. Embrace it.
In my 5 seasons now, I've had one Gatorade bath, and it was Fernando. I think it was my second season. Again, that's the difference between going first and second. Had I gone first last night, and there have been walk-off scenarios depending on the TV situation that I have gone first, yes, then I would deal with the Gatorade scenario. But typically the way it works, it's already the guys are drenched before they get to me.
Sammy, last game of the series today, a little earlier start, 5:40, 4:40 Eco Water SoCal pregame show. Going for the sweep, going for an 8th win in a row, and going to see if Walker Buehler can continue what we saw in his last start, that really efficient performance his last time out.
Yeah, and I think your question about Nick Pivetta, it directly ties into Walker Buehler tonight, right? I mean, now there's, I think, 2 things. There's, I don't know if pressure is the right word, but certainly more significance to the way Buehler and German Marquez perform, considering now you're without Nick Pivetta. And also, I think there was a moment there for a little while where, you're looking at Matt Waldron being ready to come back, and you're saying, okay, who might be the odd man out of this group if you need to start making moves? And quite frankly, the Padres haven't really been faced with that part of it. You know, when Jason Adam came back, Jeremiah Estrada went on the IL, and they didn't have to make that tough, you know, Ron Marinaccio, Brad Glay, Rodriguez type of decision on what to do. And, you know, they've kind of kicked the can down the road on the rotation question as well, because Pivetta is now on the IL. So, look, I'm with you. It does, I think, give a guy like Buehler a little bit longer of a leash. But it also, you know, means that they will rely on guys like Walker Buehler to perform, and they're going to need those guys to be good. You know, I still think, obviously, you circle this rotation a little bit and you say, okay, what's this going to look like long term for as well as they're playing? It's still the thing I think that you're circling. So Buehler was great last time. He was super, super efficient, 6 shutout innings, and hopefully it's a repeat performance. This is a good Mariner team, but obviously coming off a very, very tough loss. So yes, I think it gives Buehler a little bit more leash, but it also puts more pressure on, you know, sort of the more fringe guys in the rotation right now to perform and be good. They become more important.
Sammy, appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon until the pregame show at 4:40.
All right, guys. Thanks. See ya.
Love you,
There
Sammy.
he is, in-season Sammy on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. You know, the rotation now as it stands. Michael King, throwing well, but not totally Michael King.
Pretty good.
Randy Vasquez, great start, but, you know, fallible as we saw last night.
Yep.
And then Walker Buehler, Herman Marquez, and Matt Waldron, who we haven't seen yet. It feels kind of shaky. It feels kind of dicey. Yet
It does.
The Padres just keep winning. They keep winning without anyone really dominating starting pitching-wise. I mean, Nick Pivetta was your most dominant starter. You know, can they overcome that loss for an extended period of time? That's the next big question facing the Padres.
Yeah, there's that's the biggest question. It was the biggest question going into this season too. So I mean, nothing's really changed other than the very positive record for the San Diego Padres, Benny. But you know, it was a massive question mark before the season started, and you know, I think it'll stay that way. I do. I mean, you know, you just hope for, you know, 4 to 5 good innings, keep you in a ball game, because this team is obviously capable of coming back, as they showed last night. They've been playing with a lot of heart, man. Lots and lots of heart. Everybody contributing. It's been pretty fun to watch.
One thing, if you want to think about, and it's going to be a question during the roundtable, the Epic Padres roundtable, brought to you by Epic Wings at 9 a.m., of Matt Waldron, Walker Buehler, or Herman Marquez, which of those starters has the best chance of being a mainstay in the rotation for the rest of the season? And which ones do you think are just holding a place until Griffin Canning, maybe Joe Musgrove, Nick Pivetta's eventual return? Someone's got to stick around, though. Maybe a couple of them have to stick around. And we'll talk about that with Bob Scanlon when he joins us at the roundtable at 9 o'clock. Got lots more coming up, though, including Take on Woods ahead on 97.3 The Fan.
right, we are halfway home on a Thursday. Ben Woods, 97.3 The Fan, hour away from our epic round table. Wings should be getting delivered any minute now in the next probably 30 minutes, actually. And always nice to get your hands on those. They're so delicious. And, the big, tall righty, Bob Scanlon, coming in to join the round table today. Love the new format of the round table. Love the new time of the round table. Makes me look forward to Thursdays. Fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not tongue in cheek whatsoever here. I'm kind of jealous now of the roundtables.
Yeah.
I think I'm still on like permanent, replacement duty. If somebody's out of town, maybe I'll jump in here and there. But I did a lot more last year, and I'm looking at it. I'm going, man, I'd like last week with Mud.
Yeah,
this week with Scan. I'm
so
legitimately jealous.
That was a really good idea by me to do that.
I did see our colleague, Tony Gwynn Jr., on the field 2 days ago, and I asked him, are we going to be seeing you at a roundtable? He says, yes, before the end of the month.
Good.
He will be in for one of the roundtables as well.
Love it. I don't get enough FaceTime with
I don't either.
Tony Jr.
It's weird.
I never do.
We're actual work colleagues, work in the same, theoretically, building.
Correct.
But we can go months sometimes without
easily.
seeing Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yeah, which I don't like. I don't like that at all. I love talking ball with
Me too.
Tony. It's the best.
I always seek him out when I'm down there at the park.
Oh,
or for
100%.
BP or something.
I just don't like to bother those dudes when they're in their grinding. I'll go say hi to Jesse and Tony, but I don't like to bug them. I probably will bug them today, actually.
Yeah.
I'm Woodsy. That's Paul.
Oh,
that's
right.
Ben. We will be heading down to. I've got him the busiest beaver today. Oh my God, unyielding schedule.
Busy
beaver. Marriage counseling, into school pickup, into doctor's office for the delivery, and then straight to the suite after. Just a busy beaver.
It's our biggest fan night.
Yeah, biggest fan night.
John, who won the biggest fan contest.
Is it John, or did you just make that up? I thought it was Eric.
Jonathan.
Is it Jonathan? I thought
Naranjo.
Jonathan Naranjo.
Yeah,
it was Eric Naranjo.
No, I don't think it was ever Eric.
No.
It was always John.
All right, congrats, John.
I don't know if he
Look forward to
goes by
meeting
Jonathan,
He goes by
John.
Eric, actually. It's
Eric, hey, how you doing? It's
Eric's his nickname. I thought it was Joshua, actually.
It could be as well. I'm sure the chat knows. Chat, you let us know.
Well, we're killing this.
But either way, picked his night for the sweet night, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. So bring an appetite, Woods. You're going to be eating some gyros and some horikatiki bowls.
Okay, whatever.
It's good. Food's good at Spiro's, and it's going to be enjoyed in the suite tonight with the biggest fan and all his guests.
Yeah, I can't wait. For it. But we're gonna grind through this day, indeed, and have a good time doing it. I've got a new mental mindset about my doctor's appointment. Get the job done.
Why was that not the mental mindset the last time?
It was
time before,
but it was more. I was more nerve wracked,
right?
And now I'm not. Now I know exactly what to expect and whatnot.
So you're gonna go with the on your knees on the floor method again?
I mean, that's a very blatant, brazen way to describe it. I think you could have danced around it a little bit better than that.
All right. It's not my issue though, so I haven't really thought about it the way you have thought about it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, you will not hear any of that. You will not hear. Oh. You won't hear any.
You will perform your task in silence.
I did get a call yesterday. I said, "Hi, this is the place."
Right.
I have an opening at 3 instead of 4. I go, "No, I'm coming." I'll be there at 4. I'm going to stick to my original appointment. I think maybe again they want to try to get out of there early, but I'm not.
Which you are under no obligation to completely.
I made the appointment. It times out way better
in your life to change, but you also realized when they call you and you say no, they are seething at the other end of the phone.
Yeah, seething
because clearly they wouldn't ask unless it was going to make their lives much more convenient to move you an hour.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
If their life was going to be better, they wouldn't have even called.
They wouldn't.
We do not want to move him up.
That's exactly.
We have this for him if he wanted it, but we're not going to tell him because that's going to make it more difficult for us.
That's right.
But because it would have made it easier for them, they call you and offer you generously the earlier appointment.
Wash up in the chat says, "Bro, I call patients in early when they say no, I want to crash out." If you've ever worked at a restaurant, which I have, Paulie has, you never have. the guy coming in, they're the couple coming in at, you close at 10. The guy strolls in a sit-down restaurant at 9:50. You guys still open? And you're like, yes, sir, we are still open.
Yeah.
The cooks, everyone's like, mother, like.
I worked at Woodstock's Pizza by San Diego State in college.
Nightmare.
And we closed at midnight, even on like a Tuesday night, weeknights. It was midnight. And if somebody walked in there was no like, hey, we're closing in 10 minutes. We can make this to go if you'd like. No, if they showed up at 11:58.
You had to, whatever they wanted.
You had to wait until they were done with their leisurely meal.
And people would do it, dude. They would sit there. We would close down like literally 3/4 of the restaurant, tables on chairs, the whole bit. And there would be one booth while we're vacuuming around them, and they're just sitting there until 12:45.
The passive aggressive,
That's terrible.
The passive aggressive, like,
Yeah.
all right, well, excuse me, I want to get this chair.
Hey, you just had a sip of that water. Let me just clear that off for you.
Mind me.
The best way is if you're a place that serves like alcohol, you have last call for the kitchen like an hour or so before you close, and then it's a lot faster to clear the bar. You want one last drink, last call, 15 minutes. All right, here's your last drink.
Could we have done it that way?
wrap it all
Absolutely.
up. Yeah.
The owners or the manager, or whatever, that's how they wanted to do it. Like, if you show up, if we are open and you show up, you have a seat here. And I'm like, that's terrible.
I mean, it is such a, and especially, I was young when I worked at restaurants. I was ready to get out and go out and, go out with my friends and go do whatever. And, somebody comes in, they want a full Italian meal, and you got to make it for them, or serve them. You're like, I will kill you. I will kill you right now.
We always got threatened with the secret shoppers.
Secret shopper.
And you're like,
are
they really going to show up at 11:55 p.m. on a Wednesday night?
By the way, wouldn't you, if you were a secret shopper?
Yeah,
isn't that exactly what you would do?
That's the test scenario. Kayla says, OMG, I would tweak when people would come to Starbucks 10 minutes before closing and ask for a Frappuccino.
Yeah.
Because you've already probably cleaned the blenders.
It's all done.
And you don't want to have to do it all over again. And now it's like, no, not a Frappuccino.
I know that the service industry is really hard. It's really, really, really tough. So I did feel bad slightly for them if they had early plans, but it just times out better for me to go there at 4 and then go down to the 5:40 start. I'm excited though to get down to the field and gonna pop by the radio booth, say hello to the fellas, and just get down there as soon as I can.
Yeah, congratulate Jesse on just his epic calls. We had a couple of people who missed it earlier, Paulie. If we can just
Jesse's walk-off.
Yeah, cue up Jesse's walk-off one more time. I mean, they've all been great. The Xander grand slam, the Gavin Sheets 3-run home run. This one was fantastic as well, of course.
You know what I do every year during the season is I have folders, 2024, 2025, 2026, and I add just like the moments of the year as they go on. And some years have had a lot more moments than others.
Yeah.
And this one's already filling up pretty good for 3 weeks into the year.
But what's interesting, with a walk-off home run, you know if it's gone, it's over. But this has multiple things playing out. The tying run is on second. The winning run is on first. You don't know how the outfielder is going to handle it. You don't know if they're going to send Laureano. So
if a Rosarena fields that ball, the game's not over.
Right. Yeah. Jesse's got a lot to think about in this call as well.
And it's hard to see in that corner.
Why he pulls it off so well. Here's how it sounded last night.
Ferrer ready. Here's the pitch. Jackson swings, hits it hard, and fair at the left field line. Camposano will score. Laureano rounding third. A Rosarena lost the handle. The Padres are going to win. A 5-run bottom of the 9th inning to come all the way back. It's 7-6, and it's over.
Spectacular.
Jocelyn says Jesse's always far so good with his words and info. Yeah, that's what he is. He's good with words and info.
Agreed.
But you could hear when he screams, "It's fair." Remember the previous 2 pitches, I believe, Jackson had laced them fouls down the same spot. So he was kind of dialing it in against Ferrer there in that last at-bat.
We would be remiss if we did not mention, and I don't know who it was, but it was the security guard.
2 of them. Really?
That were head on a swivel, completely locked in, because if it hits one of those guys, it's a double. That run does not score.
And Laureano has to stop at third.
And then you need another hit. And whoever those guys were, guys and gals.
You could end up losing that game because if then you don't 100%. Get the hit, it goes to extra innings. You could lose that game if the security guards and the ball person do not get their chairs out of the way, themselves out of the way, and allow that ball to get into the corner to Randy Rosarena.
And again, baseball's so weird. You see Freddie Fermin come out with a concussion. And who's put in his spot? Luis Camposano, who comes up with a massive 2-strike hit last night. I mean, it just, hey, boy, get down there. It's just crazy to think about, all the little things that had to go right for them to win that game. That freaking chopper over Munoz's head. If he gloves that, there's definitely an out to be had there. He didn't. Just over his head. It was great. Gavin Sheets, bleeder down the line, man. Just a perfect placement. It was just incredible.
I'll even throw in Laureano's bloop single.
Yeah.
Now, the Mariners had to be playing carefully against extra base hits because they didn't want to give up something big and put the tying run or the winning run into scoring position. Or so the bloop hit that got them within one might have been an out on a normal
could be
outfield depth situation, but playing a little deeper to guard against that made it fall in pretty easily into left field.
And how about Luis Camposano with the challenges? He's like he's the top of the game as far as challenges goes. He's unbelievable. Guy knows the strike zone better than anybody give him credit for.
Yeah, hopefully Freddie Fermin's fine, but Luis Camposano is making a push for more and more playing time every single day.
We talked about it briefly. We were talking about how Ty France is the emergency catcher, but if Fermin were to go on the 7-day protocol, what do they do? Who's coming up?
It's probably Rodolfo Duran.
Yeah,
he homered last night for El Paso in a 14-1 win. And would probably be the first option if the Padres needed to call up a catcher from AAA.
In the past, that guy has been, Campusano, or you had Brett Sullivan in your system somewhere that you could pull up for a couple of days. I literally was like, who's catching in AAA right now? I don't know.
Rodolfo Duran.
All right.
He would likely be the guy, but hopefully Fermin wakes up feeling good. Yep. Doctors give him the clear. Go ahead. Campy can certainly start today, but you need to know that if anything happened, that Fermin would be able to play. You can't just hope that he'd be all right. I mean, maybe for a day you could put in Ty France as an emergency backup, but if it's going to be more than a day or so, you have to make a move and go down to AAA and get another catcher on your roster.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, we still have Eno Sarris coming up at the bottom of the hour with some smart baseball. So why don't we prep ourselves for a little real or fake? I said take on Woods earlier, but it's Throwback Thursday. So we'll play a game of real or fake. Still looking for a qualifier for the tickets to the Padres Memorial Day game against the Phillies. Field level seats. That's our grand prize this month. You can be the first qualifier if you win a game of real or fake. Don't even have to beat Woods. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Call in now. Play our game coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I'll tell you about SDFatLoss.com. I think this is a great time of year to get the program started. It's about the same time. I think I started in April when I did my program and lost 40 pounds in 60 days because you finish up, you're ready for the San Diego summer, which, of course, is more July, August, September than May or June. So this is a great time to lose weight fast, up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days without any of those GLP-1 injections, which, by the way, even when they do work, if you stop taking them, weight regain is very common and it's costly and it's endless. Whereas one time through the program, you can lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days and then keep that weight off because you've changed your metabolism. You've changed the way you eat with SDFatLoss.com. You're eating your own food, not stuff that's provided by them. So you're not I have to keep buying these bars or anything forever. It's not like that. Set up a free 15-minute consultation right now by going to SDFatLoss.com. And if you sign up for the program, take $200 off, even more affordable. It's sustainable. It's the right way to lose weight at SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball is back, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for a free month of pool service. You don't have a pool, right?
I don't have a pool. I wish I did.
You have a community pool?
No.
Somewhere to take the kids to a pool?
Well, I got grandma. Grandma has a pool. Yeah. But
do they like swimming? They like
do.
swimming.
Yeah, they love swimming. Every kid there.
They're safe in the water. Enough lessons. You feel good? Not yet.
No, you still got to monitor. Yeah.
Oh, you always got to monitor.
No, I mean, you still got to, I got to get in there.
You got to be in, though.
I mean, I don't have to, but I do. I get in there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a worry ward.
That's fine.
That's how it goes.
How often do you guys do the beach? Never.
Well, once, twice a year. It's weird. We go to Hawaii once a year. We're like, let's go to the beach. I'm like,
of course.
Dummies. We live like a mile from the beach.
Not that beach.
We had.
I was just wondering when you're like,
water.
we got to always keep an eye on them. Like the beach, you let them. Hey, we're just gonna sit here and you guys go run off and play in the water.
No, they're not that strong yet. But we
have stingrays.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
but we had a freaking we had spring break, and spring break wrapped up, and I looked at Hannah. I go, you know what's weird is our kids had spring break, and it didn't even occur to us to just take them down to the beach for a day. And she's like, "Oh yeah, we were looking for stuff to do every day." I go, "It's a mile from here. We could."
People actually travel long distances to come
to
here
go there.
To go there.
Crazy.
They don't even think about it sometimes.
I take it for granted. I'll be completely honest. I wish I didn't.
All right, we got Eno Sarris coming up in just a few minutes. Let's get to today's Throwback Thursday game. It's time to play Real or Fake.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
Padres tickets. Real or Fake brought to you by Bay Alarm. Security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. We got Mike. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mike. Let's play some real or fake. If you can get 4 out of 7 right, you will
This isn't
qualify.
Mr. Oxlong that we talked about
Oh,
yesterday,
Mike.
is it?
Is this Mr. Oxlong?
No, this is not Mr. Ox.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Call. Good
I
call.
can ask my wife and see if she thinks I'm Mr.
Yes.
Well done. Well played, Mike.
Oh, man.
Yes.
If you play that well at real or fake,
you're
you'll
gonna win.
qualify for the grand prize tickets
I
to the
hope so.
Padres-Phillies game on Memorial Day, field level seats.
What a
You
line.
get 4 out of 7 right. All right, here we go. Here's what we've got for you. Feel free to use Woods as a phone a friend. Last night, Padres gave away puffer vests, one of the most unique and coveted giveaways in Major League Baseball this season, as you could tell from the crowds last night. But what have other teams come up with this year? I have a list of real MLB team giveaway items for 2026. But beware, I've peppered in a few fakes as well. It's your job to separate the real from the fake. You ready to play, Mike?
Oh, yeah, let's
All
do
right,
it.
round 1, real or fake MLB giveaway. White Sox wooden dominoes set.
Ooh.
Real or fake, Mike?
That sounds too good to be true. I'm going to say real.
Awesome. Yes.
Good.
The White Sox are going to be giving away logoed
Sick.
sets
Kinda
of
cool.
wooden
Very cool.
dominoes this season.
That is kind of cool.
That is cool.
All right, let's go with round number 2. Blue Jays 7th inning stretch resistance bands. Real or fake, Mike?
That's a good one too.
That sounds like a accident waiting to happen in
It
the
does.
stands. I'm going to say fake.
fake.
No, very good. I was thinking like a local fitness studio or
It's a good
something
idea.
sponsored the resistance bands, and
Yeah.
that was a fake. All right, you are 2-0. You are on fire.
Then they turn into slingshots, and you got
Slingshots,
40,000 slingshots.
That's right.
Good point.
Exactly right.
Thinking, Mike.
Yeah.
Well played. All right. Round number 3. Mets Bobby Valentine mustache and hat disguise night. Real or fake?
That's got to be real.
Real.
It is.
Oh my God,
It
he's
is
right
a real giveaway. The Mets are giving away hats that have a mustache attached, just
remember
like
that.
when he tried to fake his
Sneak
way
his way
back
back in.
into the dugout after he was ejected.
Totally.
All right, you're killing it right now. All right, let's go for the win. You got 4 chances at this. Red Sox Green Monster measuring tapes. Real or fake,
Measuring
Mike?
what?
Measuring tapes.
Oh, that's fake.
Fake.
It's fake. Oh my God. One of the best played games of real or fake I have ever seen. You want to keep going here?
Mr. Oxlong just knocked it out of the
Let's
park.
try this. Mike, how about Brewers bar dice?
Bar dice.
Bar dice. Like a little cup with
I'm going to
dice.
say I'm going to say fake on that one too.
Fake.
No, that was real. They're giving away bar dice. Cubs hot dog scented air fresheners.
Fake.
Now that's got to be fake.
That is fake. Rays Tropicana Field snow globe.
Fake.
That's got to be fake.
That is fake.
You
You
can't,
guys did
you
well.
can't throw those things, man. Yeah.
You guys did very well. All right, Mike, hang on the line. You are the first qualifier for the tickets to the field level seats for the Padres Phillies game on Memorial
I bet
Day.
Mrs. Oxlong will have a great time at the game.
Oh, 100%.
Matthew says
100%.
bar dice is a Midwest thing that we really need here.
They just play dice and a little
just
like
roll.
Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Oh, Yahtzee's one of my favorites.
Or
I don't
just
know
roll
how to,
like you try to beat the other person.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, my 9 beats your
Oh,
7.
I had a roommate that had like
Yeah.
specific cups with dice for different types of games that you could play. They're all. I was like, isn't that just Yahtzee?
I don't know how to play
Yahtzee's. You don't know how to play Yahtzee.
dominoes.
Is 5
No, dominoes.
dice.
I don't know how to play domino.
I don't know how to play dominoes either.
You
I
used to.
kind of
I
learned.
want
If you have
to
the
know, but I
doubles,
don't.
you can put it in the middle
Right.
and spin it off somewhere
But I
else.
just wanted to domino.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. to
Domino.
do. Slam it.
Is that
That's what you
you-
do.
I
Yeah.
don't think you have
Yeah,
to do
you
that.
do.
I'm pretty
Guess
sure you don't have
Guess
to
you've
do
never watched Boys in the Hood
It's a
before.
quiet game
which
in the
does which surprises no one.
that. Quiet game in the park.
Domino, mother. Guess you've never seen it.
Always wanted to.
100%. Since I saw that movie, I was like, well, I have to do this. That's what Ice Cube does.
The Cube song is like, now we playing Bones and I'm yelling Domino, or whatever
yeah.
the line is in
And
the
I'm
song.
yelling Domino.
And I'm yelling Domino.
That's right. I think you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. You've played it before?
When I was a kid, I had a dominoes set and would play the game. Yeah.
Love that.
What?
You had a lot of board
You
games.
didn't have a dominoes
No,
set?
I
No
didn't.
domino?
I remember my grandparents played it
Yeah.
like crazy.
Backgammon,
Crazy.
dominoes, all the board type games.
Yeah, I know. Good job, man. That was really well done. Mike.
Parcheesi.
Yeah.
Chinese checkers.
Chinese checkers. All right, wrap it
let's
up.
take a little time out. We'll come back. We've got Eno Sarris, a little smart baseball to wrap up the show as we head over to the Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable at 9 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. His thoughts on last night's Padres comeback and start to the season. All coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Just quickly, guys, let me tell you, if you're in the market for a new automobile, got a spot for you. It's Sedano Ford. Listen. Been in the Woods family for many, many years. A lot of Fords have come through the Woods household. Grandfather worked there in Detroit at Ford for his entire career. It's a legacy of hard work and American grit. And right now, the team at Sedano Ford at Lincoln are helping you hop into a new ride with monthly numbers that also respect your wallet. So you could lease the 26 Ford Mustang EcoBoost Fastback, $299 a month. The future of trucks, I see it everywhere. The 2025 F-150 Lightning XLT, just $298 a month. And the Ford Ranger XLT, just $289 a month. If the premium electric drive is what you're looking for, the 2026 Mustang Mach-E Select, just $346 a month. So from the long tradition of Ford's greatness to Manny's history of service, Sedano Ford and Lincoln are dealerships San Diego can trust. Let them know Woodsy sent you down there. More details can be found at sedanoford.com. Once again, it's sedanoford.com. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
You have crumb on your lip.
Crumb.
Yes, you had crumb.
I guess it's better than creamy filling.
He had I looked over and he's like, there it was. There it was.
Our friends at SDCC just brought in some donuts because they do not want you to forget to vote for them for Best Credit Union.
Yeah, do not forget.
See what they did there?
Yeah, you're a literal crumb creep. Right
I
there
tried a
with
little
that.
bit of the creme brulee. It has a creamy filling in the middle.
Save that.
Speaking of our SDCCU fan hotline, Eno Sarris is standing by and ready to join us momentarily after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
Slowly clearing that disabled vehicle, 52 West, Regents Road, left lane, and 8 West. We had that earlier brush fire situation. It's still out there. The right shoulder is closed over by Mission Bay Drive. Caltrans reminds you that work continues this weekend. Southbound 805, Caltrans asset management work continues. It's this weekend, southbound 805, with a full closure, all lanes on the 5 and 805 split to Governor's Drive. And that's going in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So be aware. And it reopens on the 19th at 5 a.m. Expect delays and use Interstate 5 for travel south of Sorrento Valley. I'm Andre Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time for the super polished, yet to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Sarris, son of a bitch.
Eno joining us on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It is better. Sorry that you can't enjoy the donuts here with us, Eno.
I would have one.
We know you would.
And you'd enjoy it. Just like we enjoyed last night's 5-run, come from behind, bottom of the 9th inning, walk off for the San Diego Padres. That's a rarity, especially against a closer like Andres Munoz to put up a kind of inning like the Padres did.
Oh my God! And so much of it was 2 outs.
Yeah.
I mean, they were living on the edge. It was, I mean, in Munoz's head, he's probably like, "Yeah, I still got 2 outs, guys. I still need 3 runs. I got this." And in some ways, that Campusano single is, sort of sticks out because of his journey and how bad he's been and how good he's been this year, and just his journey throughout the Padres organization and how it's been. I mean, that must have been a real moment of redemption for him that felt really good. So, to keep that line moving. And then, I've been saying that Jackson Merrill's bat speed is up, and he's still got the great contact feel for putting the barrel on the ball. I think this is going to be Jackson Merrill's best season.
Yeah, we sure hope so, man. And to be able to, again, like you had Miguel Andujar on the bench, and Jackson's still a relatively young player, and you got Andujar to hit lefties. And I thought credit needs to be given to the manager for saying, no, I'm rolling with this kid. Like I against a really tough lefty that was, firing it in there. And he's like, no, I'm not going to play a matchup here. I'm going to go with my guy. And Merrill delivered, man, made him look like a genius. Because you could defend that move easily. If you could absolutely defend it.
Because the other manager, took his closer out and went to the lefty for that matchup.
That's exactly
so
right.
You could say, "Oh, we're playing chess now. All right, here comes Andujar." But it is some faith in also just seeing the underlying at bats and stuff.
Yep.
The number one thing that I try to tell people, is like, batting average is batting average. Batting average does capture some skill. The problem is it's not predictive at all. So when people talk about, oh, he's hitting 210, he sucks, you're like, no.
Yeah, for sure. We have a few of those guys.
Not early in the season. So like the way I try to put it is batting average and ERA, they are not predictive. They don't tell you anything about the future. And if they don't tell you anything about the future, they don't tell you a great deal about how good that player actually is,
Despite everything going well for the Padres, there certainly is reason for concern with Nick Pivetta going to the injured list. He had been the Padres' most effective starter. You just came out with your list of, top pitchers in baseball, updated list at The Athletic, and you got Michael King at 35, and then nothing until Randy Vasquez on the Padres until the mid-80s. That's not a lot of starting pitching depth right now, at least top of the rotation kind of stuff for the Padres.
Yeah, and I don't know if they've announced it yet, but I would assume that Matt Waldron's coming up, and I actually have a little bit of hope here because supposedly his fastball velocity is the best it's ever been.
Yep.
And his strikeout and walk rates in the minor leagues are the best they've ever been. And he's a really interesting character because he has, the traditional arsenal, and then he has the knuckleball on top of it. And I don't know how well that works because the knuckleball mechanics are such that you can see it. You can see him going into kind of the knuckleball delivery. And the thing that's great about that, though, is if you can put the knuckleball in the zone, they can see it and decide, oh, I'm not going to swing. It's a knuckleball. And then you put it in the zone and get a called strike.
Yeah.
So there are definitely ways to fold a knuckleball in. And I'm reasonably happy about Waldron. I'm reasonably excited about Griffin Canning going forward. So there are some pieces that aren't in San Diego yet that I think will help. But a lot depends on Pivetta because you're right. Even like if I put Waldron in my rankings, which I didn't yet because he wasn't up yet, but if I put my Waldron in my rankings, he's probably around Randy in the 80s somewhere. Canning might be in the 70s or 60s. Pivetta and King are the only ones that can join the top 30. And so hopefully the news hasn't come in on Pivetta yet. Huh?
Strained flexor tendon. He's going to rehab, but probably a couple of months until we'll see him again.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a huge loss. Huge loss for us.
Yeah.
And
well,
go ahead.
Hopefully that start for Randy was a blip then, because with the added velo, he's like almost doubled his swinging strike rate from the past, and right now he's actually striking people out. And you saw, even though it wasn't a great game from yesterday, he still got 6 strikeouts.
Yeah,
so
true.
If he can keep striking out more than a batter per inning or a batter per inning around there, then my ranking will be wrong, because my ranking includes regression to what he's been before, and at least, I have to be probabilistic in my rankings. But if this is more the Randy he's now, then he should be probably, top 60, top 50, and a good number 2 even, So, if King gets it going and Randy's really a number 2, or at least can take a number 2 for 2 months while Pavetta's out, they can get through this. The interesting thing is, on the offensive side, they're finally pairing the two things that I really wanted them to do, which is last year they were bottom 3 in hard hit rate and barrel rate.
Yep.
These hard hit rates are how many times you hit it over 95. Barrel is getting in the air too. They were great at contact, but everything was soft and everything was kind of to the opposite field. This year, they are top 5 in hard hit rate and top 10 in barrel rate. So they've changed something at the plate. There's a different approach at the plate. And some of that's also getting Laureano and like some changes they've made in the roster, but
losing a rise
helps. Yeah. Skews the numbers a little bit.
Yeah. But they're hitting the ball harder and there's real power there. And so, maybe the offense can get going and Randy can be good enough, and Canning and Waldron come up and are pretty decent.
Pretty interesting thought I just had, and you'll probably tell me it's not that interesting, but I was thinking, if you're Ruben Niebla and Matt Waldron's coming up and you're like, hey, Matty, we've got ABS now, throw your knuckleball more. Or would you throw it less with ABS there? Like
I was thinking the same thing.
Taking a zone.
You can fool umpires with,
you can fool your
knuckleballs, but you can't fool ABS.
Can't fool ABS with it. It's if it nicks the zone. I mean, what would you do? Would you just kind of like?
I don't think.
Like, would you change anything?
I don't know. I mean, they would have some data from AAA that they could look at, but I would actually think that, and I haven't seen research on this, but I would actually think that the umpire would lean on the knuckleball being a ball, because what the umpires do is the same thing that hitters do, which is they anticipate where the pitch will land as much as they see where the pitch lands.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's why framing works, right? Like, and that's why if a guy gets crossed up, you see a catcher, he thinks it's going to be inside and it goes away outside. Sometimes the catcher, if his glove is moving to get that ball, the ball could still be a strike, but because he's moving so far to get that ball, the umpire says, that's a ball. And I think the same thing could happen with a knuckleball. They have no idea where it's going to go, so the glove for the catcher is going to move a lot to be like, oh, God, it's there. Oh, God, it's there. So I would say that it's difficult for an umpire to give strikes to a knuckleballer, and that the ABS would actually be his friend.
Talking to Eno Sarris, Angelo in our chat, good question. Does Eno think Lucas Giolito would be worth it? The Padres have expressed interest based on reporting from your colleagues, Dennis Lynn and Ken Rosenthal, but not sure if they can meet Lucas Giolito's asking price or what that asking price exactly is. But what does Eno think of his stuff, which was performed well, but maybe not better than the numbers would indicate he should have performed?
Yeah, I mean, Stuff loves his changeup. He has a great straight changeup, and he uses it a lot, and he uses it really well. And I think it does help his, sort of 93. The average right-handed fastball right now is 95.2.
Crazy. It's crazy.
It's
average.
Crazy. So you're looking at a guy that throws 93, and he's like, oh, that's sort of well below average fastball velocity.
It's crazy.
And that's why, the numbers haven't been super kind to him in terms of stuff. But, his strikeout and walk rates are decent. And the big thing that's been a problem for him is home run rate over the past. So there is a little bit of, hey, let's take a guy whose biggest problem has been home run rate and put him in Petco.
Like Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta was the same. I mean, he gave up a ton of tanks in also Boston.
But Pivetta did come with much better strikeout and walk rates
big time
last year. So last year, Giolito only struck out 20% of batters, and league average is over 23 or around 23. So, yeah, I mean, I think it would be more of a back end situation. I don't think adding Lucas Giolito solves like the Pivetta problem we're talking about.
Right.
But the real thing is you're trying to get to the postseason, and you're trying to get to the postseason and then get Pivetta back in the fold, before it. But get Pivetta back in the fold so that you have playoff starters. Like this is the way I'd say it. I don't know that Lucas Giolito is a playoff starter, but he can get you there.
Yeah, and you need those guys. We've talked about that for years. You know, you got to get those guys that can get you to October. They may not see the mound at all in October, but you got to get there first. And he's an innings guy. You know, I'm not, look, for $19 million a year, it's not my money if we even have that much money. I know that's what he turned down. I know that's kind of the ballpark he probably wants to stay in. You know, I look at it and go, somebody's got to fill these innings at some point.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Bassett got 18 from the Orioles, so it's not an outlandish number to ask for. I wonder. I would assume that it's gone down though over the time, because now he can't even give you 180 innings.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stretch out, and you know, so you know, if they can get him for like 15 or something, I think that would be a decent deal. You know, the way that WAR works, wins above replacement works. 15 would be paying him for basically a win and a half. And he surpassed that in 5 of the last 6 seasons, 6 of the last 7 seasons. So that would be really a safe number to give him, I think.
As I said yesterday, I don't think Lucas Giolito's all that happy with his agent at the moment, but we'll see how it works out for him. Speaking of money, last question for me. We just saw the first ever billed as $1 billion series in baseball between the Dodgers and the Mets. I know there's a correlation between money and talent, but in your experience, how close is it? I mean, the Dodgers pay a lot of money. They have a lot of talent. The Mets pay a ton of money, and it doesn't look quite as good. How direct is that correlation between money and talent?
It's actually not that close, because baseball is the sport that has the most chaos. Baseball's home field advantage is the worst of all the major sports. So there's just a lot of chaos in baseball. You know, the saying is you win 1/3 of the games, you lose 1/3 of the games, and then your whole season is based on what you do in the middle third, right? And so, you know, it's not as tight as you think. The one thing that's happened though recently is it's gotten tighter over time, and it's mostly because the rich teams at some point were dumb in some ways. They didn't spend a lot of money on coaches or player development or scouting. You know, they just spent it in free agency. They were a little bit like the Angels, and the Angels mess up all these numbers because the Angels spend a lot of money but never win, you know? So they alone but they represent a little of the old school. Now you have the Dodgers and Yankees that have front end player development situations and coaching and R&D and analytics. They learn from the Rays, they learn from the Brewers, and they do what the Rays and Brewers do, but also spend a lot of money. So the correlation, you know, isn't as tight as you'd expect, as not as tight as it is even in other sports that have salary caps. So I just want to point that out. But it is getting a little bit tighter over time. And you can say things like, oh, to win the World Series, you have to have an above average payroll. So those things can both be true.
Eno, appreciate it. We
Thank
will
you, buddy.
save a donut for you. And again, you have an open invitation to come to our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable anytime you're in town on a Thursday. But thank you, and we will chat with you again next week.
Yes, I will have to come back. I love that stadium, love that town. So thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Welcome
Eno
anytime,
Sarris
buddy.
From The Athletic. Always fun chatting with him. There is been a Bob Scanlon sighting.
Yes.
In the building. I saw
he came over to say hi.
Towering figure through the window.
Oh,
whose
bro,
head
Adam was
like
walking him over too. So the
It's like
contrast.
Judge and Altuve.
Yeah.
Bob will be our guest panelist today for our commercial-free roundtable hour that is coming up next. So we'll get plenty more Padres talk coming up. A lot of pitching talk with Bob as well. Obviously, Padres are going to need to overcome the injury to Nick Pivetta. Best case scenario, I would say, is probably over a month until he comes back, because they got to shut him down for a while to do any good. And then he still has to get himself back up and ready to pitch again. So I think we're definitely looking at probably more like 2 months. And if we're being really realistic, feel like around the All-Star break would be actually not even the worst thing to get Nick Pivetta back for the second half of the season.
That'd be great.
Dodgers would go great. We'll see you in the second half of the season.
See you in
Padres,
July.
you feel like things could start getting a little dicey without Nick Pivetta for too long. So you can't really enjoy it the way the Dodgers can.
Very much so.
Oh, good. Great. You'll
good.
Have
That
plenty
actually
of
helps
bullets
us.
left for the playoffs.
That
when you
helps
come
us
back.
tremendously.
We're awesome with that.
Yeah.
Not the case with the San Diego Padres, but Eno says, Lucas Giolito, not the worst thought if the Padres need someone to eat some innings, and he's pretty high on Matt Waldron and Griffin Canning as well. So not some bad news. All right, we will head over to the sound space. Ben and Woods, Friday edition, Management Report Friday, tomorrow at 6 a.m. But until we meet with you in moments, for Paulie Reindl and Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Talk to you on the Roundtable coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long.